healing process. As for the Patriots, fresh from a preseason home win over Philadelphia over the weekend, they'll be back out at practice this morning as they begin to get ready for their final preseason game this coming Thursday in Cleveland. The Browns are expected to choose between Shedeur Sanders and Deshaun Watson as their starting quarterback early this week, possibly as soon as today. Also, Browns starting defensive end Alex Wright is now out for the season with a torn Achilles. In other NFL news, Raiders top gun Ashton Jeanty went down at practice yesterday. Fortunately for the Raiders, it is only a sprained ankle, and the New England Revolution played to a 1-1 draw with New York City FC last night in Foxborough. Revs are now 8-2-2 at home this season. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Boston Vision. Boston Vision helped baseball legend David Ortiz get back to seeing 20/20 again. They can do the same for you. See Big Like Poppy. Book your free evaluation at bostonvision.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 6:30.
Listen to it, laugh at it, get mad at it, agree with it, argue about it. It is Boston Sports. Boston Sports. And it is all we do. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Toucher
Yes, I finally shaved my nuts.
and Hardy
Who, me?
Just hanging around.
on 98.5
Anchorman, I heard about you.
Yeah.
We're Costco guys. Of course we go shopping while eating a chicken bake.
That's gross.
Not a great cook, but I do cook.
When I asked him about the sides,
Kick them in the balls.
I don't care about it, but it's not good behavior.
Blaze Bailey is omitted.
Toucher and Hardy
We're the best friends you can be, my buddy and me.
on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Let's go.
Like the Yellowstone, Old Faithful?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that'd be a big shot, right? Scarface.
I watch that anytime it comes on. That and Predator.
I suggest anyone, I guess over the age of 35, to sit down. It's non-graphic. It's TT Boy's limited run. TT Boy is one of the 5 porn actors from the 90s.
You know.
Yeah, I know TT Boy. Before they had Viagra and Cialis and everything, so there's really only like 5 guys doing it. And Peter
Stay
North
humble.
was another one. Do not watch the Peter North documentary. Horrible. But they sit down and they talk for like an hour and a half, which I watched every second of. And it's like 2 guys, especially TT Boy. But Peter North's no genius either. And it's like the real dumb guys that like never had to, you know, you could be real dumb, but like life makes you like learn things and like figure things out, and that they never had to do it. So it's really like, I could put it in another way, but on the radio I'll say it's like they both were in major car accidents.
Oh, yeah.
And like there's just like, you heard that, like I think I like Scarface, fine, and then Predator. These are your 2 movies, and just listen to it.
Scarface.
I watch that anytime it comes on. That and Predator.
Then Predator. It's like Boogie Nights. It's like exactly like Predator. They're like John C. Reilly and Marky Mark and Boogie Nights. That's exactly what they're like. I mean,
Got other stuff. I have magic. I'll do my magic. I'll F on my own time.
like Peter North seems like he was like a nice guy in like the documentary. I mean, that's pretty boring. He seems like, you know, for a guy that was in 1,000 porns. But the big revelation in the Peter North movie is that he admits to doing gay porn, but he did gay porn, right? Like, so, and there's the internet. So it's not like this was some, you know, hidden video like in the depths of Japanese subculture that no one had ever seen.
It's like, oh no, thanks for the reveal, but we knew if you follow these things.
Well, I mean, just it's like probably on his Wikipedia page. Like, I mean, big deal. If you did. I mean, it's a big deal in that industry. But I mean, that's like that's supposed to be the hook of it. And the thing is that it's like, saying, well, Steven Adler from Guns N' Roses had a pretty big drug problem, and that's why you buy his book. And we're going to talk about it for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And he's really not going to explore, because it's interesting even if you knew, because like, how did you do it? Like, because he was in like a few of them, I guess. Like, how would you, and I think that it wasn't just, I think it was they did everything, right? So it's there. That would be kind of an interesting conversation, at least as far as I'm concerned. Is there? You need money. You're in LA.
It's one thing to say yes, I'll do it, and then another thing. It's like, well, how do you actually physically do that? Then?
Right, and not only like, because like if you're doing everything, right? There's like some things that I would assume at like 19, you can just like shut your eyes and get through. But there's other things that seem to be very unpleasant unless you're into it. And I don't, like, it would be interesting if it was like, how did you get yourself in that place where you could do that? I mean, that would be like a half an hour, as far as I'm concerned, that I would find interesting. Like how do you make yourself do that? If you're not gay, how do you allow yourself to that to happen to yourself, this specific one act, or either way.
Well, I think I could do it. I like to think I'm capable of that. It's my superpower.
Well, by the way, you have to finish everything. Like,
sure, no problem.
It's a tall order.
Well, existing in this big sphere of sexuality anyway, Fred, it's time for you to loosen up a bit.
Well, then that would have been the thing, too, is that, like, because I've heard guys say that before. Like, they're like, yeah, I did gay film. It wasn't that big a deal. This is a guy who hit it, right? Yeah, if the guy's bisexual or, like, even, like, remotely I was curious about what it would be like, then there's your story. But the thing with Peter North was he said he hit it for 30, 40 years. 40 years, he said he hit it. And like, okay,
that's
well,
something you can't hide, number one.
Well, and that's my point, is if you're not going to get into like why he says like, I did it because the mob, I owed the mob money, which I don't believe. And then he says that he didn't want anyone to know because like there was a stigma if you did gay porn in the straight porn community, which there was AIDS and stuff, and that was like the height of it, and I understand all that, but you didn't want anyone to know. He says in the movie he's not gay at all. He has no interest in men. So if you're the filmmaker, I'd want to pursue like, okay, take us like through this whole process. Okay, so you get to LA, you need money. How does it get to the point where you're doing gay porn? Like, how do you meet the guys? How does that come up? Who comes up to you? How does that whole thing happen? All right, how do you convince yourself to do it? You've done it once. Now you're doing it again. Like, like that? And you might be like, oh, Fred, whatever. Okay, fine. But for me, that would be interesting. That was kind of like what would have been interesting to me. Because it seems like doing porn is like incredibly unpleasant, but yet everyone watches it. And like doing it, even heterosexual porn, seems awful. I mean, you've talked about that, Hardy. Like, you know guys who've been on porn sets, like, it's awful. Like, it's just awful. It's not like real sex. It's not like fun. You got to keep stopping. Like, the girl doesn't want to be doing it. Like, the whole thing, you have a camera legitimately like half like 6 inches away from you, like with a dude, like some fat like sweaty dude, like filming you talking, like it's awful. But so like that's interesting to me. Like there's this whole billions and billions of dollar industry.
But those guys are not capable of providing, first of all, an interesting conversation, especially when they're talking to each other.
Oh no! But that's what was great is that like you're
these two guys sitting there talking is not going to be compelling at all.
But it is compelling.
When did you have your car accident?
Because there is a point where you're like, these guys should be in jail, and not because they're doing anything illegal. Like their ideas of sex are so completely like I know exactly what happened to Ron Jeremy. Like their ideas of sex are so completely like just off, and they always have been, even before they were in porn. That like Peter North's telling this story in the TT Boy interview about how there was this place in Halifax where he grew up where you could watch girls swim, and he would pleasure himself watching them swim. And then he goes into detail about what it looked like when he was done in the water. And you're thinking, well, first of all, what you're doing is wrong. And like you don't seem to be acknowledging this at all. Like this is something like you should have some shame over. Like and not shame like
no, it's
like real shame. Like it's a violation of these people.
If you're writing a monologue for a serial killer, that's how they would describe, the finishing in a crime scene.
Yeah.
Right, and then it was and then he gets into like what it looked like in the water, which is like not even interesting. So anyway, the interview I suggest it's TT Boy very involved in boxing.
Oh,
that's all I'll say.
Okay.
Yeah. Mixed martial arts, things of that nature.
Wallach, did you get some during your week off?
No, sorry.
No.
Can't help you.
It's too bad.
I know.
Sorry to hear that, buddy.
Yeah, me too.
Well, he was locked into the house with his dad.
Yeah.
I mean, his dad's the one who's getting it.
Thanks for planting that seed.
He's got a house in Maine. He's got a place in Manhattan.
That's right.
You think that guy's sitting on his hands?
After I think was done with school, and my parents had divorced while I was in college. Number one, my dad thought that I was going to move home with him after college because, I was not hired by General Motors or IBM or anything else, with a diploma in hand with a job waiting for me. That was not what my degree was for, or that was not the job market for me. So number one, he thought I was going to move home. And number two, he tried telling me something about a woman that he was seeing and something sexual in nature. And I don't know that I've ever shut anyone down faster in a conversation ever in my life.
What prompted that conversation exactly?
Well, he was, like a swinging bachelor at that point.
So
like
out of nowhere, you sat down to dinner and said, you know what, Rob, let's talk about sex.
No, he just tried, bringing up casually something that had happened between him and a woman that he was seeing. And I'm like, oh, my God. In no way am I going to talk to you about this.
Now, did you ask him questions about sex at that age?
No. Never in my life did I.
Okay, because it's like because it's something that I'm going through, and now I err on the side of not doing it, not saying anything. But like, if not, my daughter's a completely different thing. But if my son was like da 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 da, like I have to check in my head. Like, even if he was like curious about something, to like make sure that the reference was pre-marriage to his mother. Like, I don't get into graphic detail.
Yeah.
But like, this happened.
I
like,
got you.
in college. I had a girlfriend in college, and like da 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 da. But there is that, like, there is that. Like when he ultimately starts like, having that kind of lifestyle, like, whether it be with one person or with, if he's dating around or whatever. But there is that like, okay, well, if you're doing, I should be able to talk about it, but I don't think it's like that.
And also you don't want to like, you almost have to talk about yourself like you're a different person.
Yes.
Yeah. You certainly can't put it in terms of, when your mother and I used to.
Oh, no.
But you don't even want him thinking along those lines.
No.
This guy that you wouldn't even recognize from 30 years ago.
No, I put myself at his age, which when I was his age, I wasn't doing it. I was having very little success. So like but I try to remember that age because one of the great videos I ever saw, my friend Kid, we'll call him Kid. We called him Kid. He His dad was a professional gambler in Vegas, and he went out. He's one of these kids that like no one was at his house. His dad had divorced his mom and was in Vegas. I have no idea where his mom was. His brothers were like 10 years older than him and gone. So he just had this house. Like we got like a whore there one time. like he had this house like where anything could go on. I didn't sleep
Sex
with
worker.
I didn't sleep with a sex worker. I really didn't. But so kid comes home with this video, and it's his dad, and well, let me finish. So it's his dad and this woman, and you can't see his dad because his dad's holding the camera, and they're walking through this hallway in Vegas hotel, and they open up.
Oh yeah.
And they open up the room. I mean, I can't tell you this is like Alien, this scene in Alien, except for funny. And he opens up the door, and there's this woman who is friends with the woman that kid's dad's with, and kid's dad is like old Jewish guy, and he's not Tom Selleck here. And there's this woman, and she's in bed, and she's like, oh, da 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 da. I had a lovely night last night, da 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 da. And all of a sudden, kid jumps out from under the covers because he was banging the friend of the woman that his dad was with, and he was probably 19.
Outstanding.
Yeah, and then so what immediately kid did when he graduated college? Got married and like became very into being married. Something along the line made him go, this is not the lifestyle I want. That's why I will call him Kid.
Yeah.
Because he moved out to Colorado, and I don't talk to him. I'm not like it's just one of those people. I didn't lost contact, but I am friends with a guy that's his best friend, and he's like, yeah, kid got married. And he's like super into being married and his kids.
And let me guess, unironically, not as a joke, probably still refers to his wife as mommy.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Looking for that mother figure.
No bet on that one.
I probably was at kid's house for 2 years, 4 days a week, and I probably met his mom once. And his mom lived in that home. Apparently, I guess.
My best friend in high school, the mom left, and the family was 3 boys, and he was the youngest of 3 boys, and it's weird, like now, if you got to be friends with somebody after a couple of years and you spent a lot of time with them, at some point you would have that conversation, just as adults do. It's like, hey man, whatever happened with so-and-so, tell me about your life. How you doing with that? And it was my mom who told me, she's like, oh no, the mother left. And like never talked about her, didn't know where she was, didn't know anything, but it was kind of a similar situation because the dad was still there, but he would spend a lot of time at his girlfriend's house, and his 2 older brothers were, one was off in college or done with college, and the other one was a few years older than us, so he just had the house and would never knew where the mom was.
I never asked one time. I didn't even know what his mom's name was. And I was really good friends with him. And then and that was the other thing, is we had another friend, Ryan, whose mom had left, and his dad like just would go to work, and then he went to this Franklin Racket Club and like would stay there till like 1 o'clock in the morning every night. And his grandmother was there, but she was like old and like didn't like worthless, so that was another house where you could do whatever you wanted. But it seems like now there are parents that like are there and you can do whatever you want, which is strange enough from the parents' perspective, but from the kids' perspective, I still don't understand like why you want your parents around. Like I don't get it. Like even if you can do whatever you want, like why do you want your parents around? Like I don't know. Like I never would have a house like that. I would be like, and for numerous reasons. A, I don't want the responsibility of it, and I don't want a bunch of kids around. And 2, like go off and do your own thing.
Yeah.
Like you don't need parents, co-signing on your crap. Go figure out a way to do what you want to do.
Go get into some trouble somewhere. Mild trouble.
Well, no, you're getting in trouble in the house with the parents. They're just letting you do it. Like, What do you?
Yeah,
need
that's not
parents
real
looking over
trouble
your-
if you're doing it under the same roof where your parents are. You're really not doing it.
It just seems like, I don't know. It's like a different. Well, Jesus, this woman came over to take our photo at my parents' house. That's friends with my parents, and I still call her Mrs. Hebron. Like I realized I don't even call her by. I'm 51 years old. I don't call her by her first name. I call her Mrs. Hebron. Yeah. It's just a totally different thing. Like, I don't want to be friends with Mrs. Hebron. Like, she's a lovely woman, but I don't want to be her friend. She's Mrs. Hebron. She's my parents' friend. She came over and take the picture. I sat there and I asked her a couple questions about her family and was off. That's all. That was my responsibility in the whole thing. All right. Well, we haven't been on in a week, which I'm sure everyone's missed very much. They're saying what happened last night just hasn't been the same without your intricate analysis of the games. And so we will bring that to you in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports. And he's back with Fred on the Sports Hub.
Did you catch a game last night?
I got in a conversation with Romero. I broke my chair.
You're a mess.
What just happened? Oh, boy. Lost the armrest.
I've been lifting.
Goodness.
I've been lifting.
Wow. Very impressive.
I'm a little too strong for this chair now.
Okay.
What happened last night's brought to you by Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, where your hair doesn't have to be a game. What happened? So change your lettuce and change your life with Dr. Matthew Lepresti at 1-800-GET-HAIR. All right. What do you want to start with, Hardy?
We'll start with the Red Sox, finishing off their 3-game set with San Francisco yesterday after winning Saturday night dramatic walk-off fashion. Yesterday.
What was controversial about that, by the way?
The catcher, the throw beat Eli White home. It's whether or not the catcher had his toe on the plate. They said it was above the plate, and then it got pulled off of it, so White was ruled safe on replay, and the Red Sox won.
Yeah, he was real confused, that catcher.
Yes.
Yeah. Flummoxed.
That's a better word. I like that one.
He's like, what happened?
Throw clearly.
How come they're playing dirty water? Wait a second. They didn't win this thing.
Yeah, throw clearly beat him. It's just whether or not Kisner, I think his last name is, was able to keep his foot on the plate because it was a force.
Yeah, because I was on the airplane, and that game was on Fox, I believe, and so I could see it, and then we landed while the last inning was on, and it froze the screen, so I didn't see it. I didn't bother watching the highlight.
Well, last night or yesterday afternoon, Sunday Night Baseball in the afternoon.
Yeah, they kept calling it Sunday night, even though the sun was up.
I know.
Very odd.
The marketing of it, they had to call it Sunday Night Baseball. What was on NBC last night? Was there another game late?
I don't know.
I don't know, but they played early yesterday, and the Red Sox found themselves down early.
It is a youth movement here with San Francisco as this ball is blasted high and deep for left field, and Jonah Cox gets it up and out of here, and he didn't know it. He's on his way home now. He stopped at second base. It is a home run, number 2 for him, and the Giants lead 3-0.
That's in the top of the second inning. This weekend also marked the return of Rafael Devers, who gave the crowd what they wanted, also in the top of the second.
0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Oh, Devers striking out in front
Yeah.
of his former.
1 for 10 in the series. Now, that one was a very long homer, but 1 for 10 in the series in the 3 games.
Red Sox.
I was surprised how well he's done, given he must have gotten hot at some point, because his numbers aren't horrible.
Yeah, hitting about, 240-ish, 26 homers, 70 RBIs?
70 RBI on a horrible team.
Yeah, that team is god-awful.
Yeah, so, look, he's not, an all-star, but people were acting like he was the worst player in baseball, and then I hadn't really paid attention to him until this series, and I'm like, oh, his numbers are fine. The Red Sox could still use him. It's not like, how many people I know there are, but how many people in the Red Sox have 26 home runs?
1.
Yeah, so there you go.
Nick Sogard would get the Red Sox on the board. Also in the second inning.
Sogard didn't challenge, and so he deposits a ball out of here over the Green Monster. He could have had a walk. He'll take a trot instead. It's 3-1.
There we go.
The comeback is on.
Yeah.
Here they come.
Yeah. The scoring would not
Mind out of the
continue until
gutter.
the fourth. The Connor Wong
Terrible.
double would score a couple. The game was tied at 3. And then we go to Cedar Rafaela, 4th inning.
And everything has changed. Into center field. That's a third 2-strike hit for Rafaela. He is unstoppable late in counts. It's 5-3.
There we go. Red Sox taking the lead, which they would hold until the end of the game, despite a mild comeback from San Francisco in the 7th. They take the series. They sweep the series with the 5-4 win yesterday. Sox sitting at 71 and 59, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Three games behind the Yankees for the top wild card in the American League.
Speaking of the Yankees, big 4-game set with them coming up at the end of the week. They'll play 3 in Miami starting tonight, have Thursday night off, and then they got a doubleheader scheduled for Saturday. So
Day-night doubleheader.
4-game series against the Yankees starting on Friday.
Yeah, that Yankees series is obviously the the litmus test to see actually if they do well in that series, then you could make the argument that they're as good as anyone in the American League.
And the other part of this, there are two components to this also. Sox have won 22 of their last 29 at home after starting just terribly. So you would like to get home field for that wild card series. I mean, that would really help. Remember, you play all 3 games of that first round in one ballpark. There's no travel. You saw that last year. I don't want to go back to Yankee Stadium for 3. And the other part of this is Tampa's fallen back again. Tampa had that long winning streak. I don't know if they won last night, but they had lost 7 out of 10. Yankees are only 3 games back, or they were only 3 games back heading into yesterday.
Last night.
Okay, so 3
or yesterday afternoon.
So yeah, they're still only 3 games up on the Yankees. So it is possible you're never going to catch Tampa for the division, but it is possible that Tampa falls back, and when the Yankees eventually get Aaron Judge back, I think Bellinger just came back, that you would play Tampa in that wild card series. That's still a possibility. I don't want the Yankees in a short series. That starting pitching is too good.
Well, the Yankees aren't going to have Giancarlo Stanton, so
yes, that's right.
He's strained his other calf, so there's no hope.
It's 13 years, $325 million since his second year, which was 2019. His second year, he's averaged 77 games a year. Oof. He averages missing half a season.
It's crazy because it's not the calf that he had hurt before, and he was running, and apparently it was bad enough that he fell to the ground, and he was just like running.
Yep.
And obviously you've watched baseball players. He wasn't sprinting. I have to imagine he was jogging.
Yeah.
And that his calf gave out. And, he's in his 30s probably.
Yep.
And so in my 30s, I could jog and not have to fall to the ground. Now, I understand he's overly muscular and who knows what he's putting into his body. And I've never been muscular in my life. But doesn't that ever seem like odd to you? Like you're not cutting or anything. You haven't done anything in a long time. You haven't played. So it's not like these repetitive injuries. I understand how baseball players get hurt all the time. I mean, I completely get it. You play every day, and you're not just playing. You're the warm up and the everything that you're doing in the cage and everything is there's a ton. I get that, but when you haven't played and you're just jogging, and your calf seizes up so badly that you fall to the ground.
Yeah,
that seems very unhealthy.
Well, you're putting your body together in a way. It's like I always think about Gabe Kapler rupturing his Achilles, and I asked him flat out, I'm like, did you maybe have something to do with this in terms of the way you kept yourself so physically fit that maybe it put undue strain on your tendons and stuff? And he said, absolutely. Like he took ownership of it. It's like he didn't need to be a bodybuilder to play baseball, but he liked it and he wanted to. And I think that's how a lot of these injuries happen. It's like you put yourself in these, again, create these physiques for yourself that you think are, somehow beneficial when really, it's not meant to be like that.
Yeah, you saw Canseco in his later years break down a lot like Stanton. I mean, Canseco, like Stanton, was an action figure for a long time. Same thing. As he got into his mid-30s, he would routinely miss big blocks of time for that very reason. Yep. Minor stuff, and it was over for him.
Yeah.
So
I always thought like Tyler O'Neill, that would happen to Tyler O'Neill because he's unnecessarily jacked too.
Yeah.
Because it does become like a vanity thing. And Gabe Kapler, when he played for the Tigers, could have had any Jewish woman he wanted because he was a very muscular Jewish athlete.
That's what he missed most about Boston.
Gabe, what do you miss the most about Boston?
Hey, did you take in any of the preseason football action on Saturday night?
You know I did.
Good stuff.
You know I did.
Good
Of course
stuff.
I did.
Good stuff. Listen,
I was unaware that game was on, to be honest
Of course
with you.
I watched it.
You're unaware of these two players
on a plane.
playing for the New England Patriots.
Morton takes the snap, drops back. He's got time. Rears back, fires down the right side. DeGenero makes the catch.
Morton to DeGenero.
Touchdown, Patriots!
Patriots!
Nepo baby. The pizza franchise.
It's DiGiorno.
I call De Janeiro.
What a way to finish for the Patriots offense. DeGennaro getting behind the Eagles. Eagles defensive backs looking around, wondering what's going on. That's undrafted rookie Nick DeGennaro running by you for a touchdown, a go-ahead touchdown at that in the final minute.
Let's hear it. James Madison's own Nick DeGennaro touchdown.
Good for him getting into a camp.
It's great. Patriots win, I think, 24-21.
Oh, that was the game-winning throw right there.
Yeah.
How dare you? Baron Morton to Nick DeGennaro. How do you not know this?
Man, these are tough. These are really
Did
tough.
you know?
You're out of your mind to watch if the starters are playing.
You know that it's bad when one of the biggest stories coming out of that game is that Baron Morton punted in the second half.
Well, so Borogalis was not feeling well.
No, Borogalis is the
I
kicker.
mean, Barrymore, Brinson.
It's all right. It's fine.
Quick, who's Patriots punter, Fred?
I can tell you that. The punter is
Hold on.
Baron Morton.
I see. I knew it was a.
No, Baron Morton's the quarterback.
No, but he's the punter too.
Bryce
because
Behringer.
he got Bryce Behringer. I knew it was a B.
Yes.
So Behringer wasn't feeling well. Now, he had punted a couple of times earlier in the game, but he said, I'm not feeling it, coach. And
It's a preseason game. I really don't want to be here. And so Baron Morton, who apparently, according to the reporting I saw, winner of multiple punt, pass, and kick competitions when he was younger.
He can punt, although it didn't all come flooding back to him. He had to ask a teammate, where do I stand?
That's right.
How far back do I have to stand to punt this thing? And they said, go back there about 15 yards, and you'll be good. And he did. And he was out there. He was throwing. He was punting. He was something else.
Mm-hmm.
Baron Morton.
He was like that old player who played until he was like 42.
Blanda. That's who you're thinking
Yeah,
of.
and then you see pictures of Blanda, and he looked like 80.
Yes. Blanda had gray hair when he was in his early 30s, and he played till he was like 46.
Well, he was 46. He had no hair. I mean, they used to show pictures of him, and it was like amazing because he just kicked at the end, but like you were like, oh my God, this senior citizen is playing.
Yep.
And he was probably I don't know if he was even 46. He might have been like 44 years old. I mean, people back then just looked awful.
Just ripping butts on the sideline.
Basically.
Plus,
yeah.
he'd just been so destroyed physically.
Yeah.
Which is odd because they played, 14 games a year?
It was originally 12.
12
and then
games
they bumped it up to 14.
So think about it. I mean, I know you had jobs in the off season, but you played 12 games a year, and if effed you up that much, 12 games.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Of course, Bland's off. I know who he is. Of course, he's a Hall of Famer.
He played until he was 48.
Oh yeah, kicked. Yep.
Played until he was 48 years old. Was the starting quarterback.
He was the starting quarterback when he was 48.
No.
Kicker, right?
Yeah, he was a kicker for the last 6 or 7
Yeah, he was
years.
a kicker. He was a good kicker. Pressure guy. No Morton Anderson, but he could do his thing.
Couple of interesting quotes from Mike Vrabel afterward. Number one, he had called a timeout that resembled
I heard this, yes.
Yes, the basketball timeout, just to kind of stop the momentum.
Yeah, Philadelphia driving down the field, running between the tackles, blowing up his defensive line.
Yeah.
Vrabel got pissed.
Mike, toward the end of the first quarter, you called a timeout, and you had a conversation with your defensive unit on the side. So what did you see at that moment made you feel like a conversation was needed?
I saw dog defense, and I wanted to talk to him. And I figured that if I didn't call a timeout, that I wouldn't be able to get what I wanted to say off my chest.
Needed to be said at that moment.
Yep.
So there was that, and then there was also, you know what? Let's save this for the other side. This is a little bit longer conversation, but Vrabel speaking to the depth of this team.
All right, we will be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headlines.
So Don Raphael had 3 hits and a pair of RBIs, and the Red Sox held off the Giants yesterday 5-4 at Fenway Park to complete a 3-game sweep of San San Francisco. Red Sox remain 3 games behind the Yankees for the top wild card in the American League. They begin a 7-game road trip in Miami tonight. They got a 4-game series at Yankee Stadium right after that. Roman Anthony will begin his rehab at AAA Worcester this week. Trevor Story and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa will be examined in Boston today. Red Sox scored their first preseason win, Patriots scored their first preseason win Saturday night over Philadelphia. Change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. They're the official oil change of busy people. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sport.
Because it's a thing.
All right.
You know what I'm talking about.
Sure.
No idea what you're talking about.
Here's more of The Thing on the Sports Hub.
This is going on.
One more thing I wanted to get to from Mike Vrabel after the game on Saturday. Mike Reese asked the head coach if starters were going to get some time, guys like Drake May, or if seeing them in the joint practice sessions was enough. Here's Vrabel's answer.
I don't think we have a very deep team, Mike, so I think we have to make sure that we're preparing our football team and that we're doing everything that we can to keep our best players available.
He's not lying.
No.
And got a little less deep on Saturday night, an injury to one of your offensive linemen. So
Marcus Bryant, yeah.
now you're got a coach who's just outwardly saying it's like, no, we're not deep enough to go out there and start playing starters. And why would you anyway?
With the interior, the backups for your interior offensive line are gone. They've been gutted. They lost those 2 or 3 guys in game 1. You lost Marcus Bryant, a backup tackle in game 2. There aren't a lot of good depth pieces at linebacker, or what we found out. At edge, Gabe Akis has not been very good, very inconsistent. Hasn't really flashed, hasn't really gotten very close to the quarterback at all. And since in either of the games that I saw, they keep putting him out there in the hopes that he will start to do that, and he hasn't yet. The one thing that Zolak and the McCourty twins kept hammering home is you got to see something from the edge so you don't have to blitz the crap out of the other team. And we don't know if Christian Gonzalez is going to be out there week 1. So you can't afford to blitz all the time, but the edges aren't getting you anything. And who knows what you're going to get from Christian Barmore. I mean, there are depth problems all over the place. Now, it's not to say that depth pieces won't emerge or Gabe Akis won't get better, but as we sit right here, there are some problems I got to work through.
Yeah, there's a lot on Akis. I mean, the injury, the not being in camp, all those things as a rookie, that might take some time.
They're depending on him a lot, too. That's the problem.
Yeah, well, that's a problem and wasn't very well thought out. I mean, you get a second-round pick that you didn't know was hurt, and then you put him on whatever designation that is because it's not, IR, and then he gets healthy enough to come in, but it's already camp, and you're already into camp. And so, I mean, now you got to play him in preseason games, and he's recovering from an injury, and he doesn't know what's going on, and he's never faced NFL speed before. I mean, you're asking a lot of the kid to be a David Bailey type.
Okay. So proud of him.
Well done.
Have you seen David Bailey?
Everything I read about David Bailey tells me he's a freak that's going to have a major impact.
Yeah, he'll get hurt. Don't worry.
Okay.
Patriots will travel to Cleveland this week for their final preseason contest. Where on Saturday, the Browns were taking on the Buffalo Bills, and quarterback Deshaun Watson showered with booze by the home crowd. What do you think about that, Deshaun?
I think you guys know too, and I think the whole world knows. It has nothing to do about the performance. It's a little bit personal than that. So I think that's it's a disrespectful thing. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep whatever I feel with me and my family internally on how I feel about that. And, yeah, just move on.
Okay, so he was this is hysterical to me that this has become controversial. Deshaun Watson was asked, what do you think about the booze? So I guess he could have gone, I don't care. But what he said is, well, and then he went on, that's not the whole clip, and then you got the part where he said they cheered his injury. Go ahead.
Last time I played on this field, I tore my Achilles. And that same fan base, they cheered when I got hurt. So does that have to do with, what does that have to do with anything about performance? When a person get hurt, especially for your own city, and they cheer.
Okay, so, and then I heard I made the mistake of turning the station on when the local broadcasting wasn't on. It was the national garbage that they play in the morning here. And they're like, what right does he have to, to take some high ground or something like that? Okay, yeah, he's a bad guy, all intents and purposes. He's allowed to play in the NFL. You ask him why he was getting booed, and this is what's fascinating to me about people. So he's booed, he doesn't like that. So he says, I don't like that. It's not performance-based, which it's not. It's because of the massage stuff. And then he goes, they booed me when I ruptured my Achilles. Fine. The crowd has the right to do that, and maybe they should have booed him. But how do you want the guy that got booed to feel? It's amazing to me. Like, he should go, first of all, he claims he didn't do any of that stuff. He's never been prosecuted criminally for it. But I'm sure he settled with women, and I'm sure he did it. Whatever.
He did settle, but 2 grand juries opted not to indict him.
So I don't know, like, what's going on with this. We get so far ahead of ourselves, like, you know, but suffice it to say, he probably did some stuff that was at best very sketchy. But it's not like he's in jail for rape or something. Like, you know, you're right, John. Like, I mean, a lot of this stuff gets thrown and then it gets kind of dismissed and no one really cares because it's just the accusation was made. But say he did it all. That's not the point I'm making. I shouldn't even have gone down that road. Say he did it all. You, again, like when you boo someone, they're not going to like it.
Right.
And so, and especially if you get hurt and you're booed, you're going to not like the people that did that. It's fascinating with me. People go like this podcaster said this thing about politics and he's the worst person in the world. And then for a year, they tell him the worst person in the world. And then he starts hating the people that said that he was the worst person in the world. And people go, he's out of his mind. Well, no. When people say bad things about you or treat you in a way that you don't like, you aren't going to like them.
Yeah, and it's I don't put this on Deshaun Watson or anyone else, but if you could get inside the heads of the people who are booing him, they're booing the contract. They're booing the $230 million fully guaranteed, you know, franchise crippling contract that they signed him to, and that's what they're that's what they're either, you know, cheering when he gets hurt or booing when he goes 5 for 12 in the second half the other night and throws a pick, whatever. But for in that moment, you can't process all that. All you know is that you got hurt and they're cheering for it, or you're getting booed off the field. And no, of course he's not going to like it.
Deshaun Watson never gets hurt. He gets all these people come out and say that the stuff about the massages, and they win a Super Bowl. You think he's getting booed?
No.
In Cleveland?
No.
Do you think he gets endorsements in Cleveland?
I think he's a god in Cleveland.
Absolutely. So everyone get off their little high horses about it's just so interesting to me. Hey, you're getting booed a lot by your home fans. What do you think? Well, I don't like it. Oh, you piece of garbage. Like, you asked me what I thought about the thing. I didn't like it. You didn't say like I'm this. I'm above reproach and no one and I'm being unfairly persecuted and I these women have ruined my life and you go into this whole thing. Then you're like, oh my God, you're insane. No, you got booed. Yeah, well, it's not because of what I'm doing on the field. Like Hardy said, it's the contract. It's all the trouble I've gotten into. It hasn't been. So what is he supposed to say?
Apparently his head coach feels the same way you do. According to everything I read yesterday, Cleveland, Todd Monken, who's the head coach of Cleveland now, is going to name a starting quarterback today or tomorrow. It's going to be before the Patriots game. And he made a point to say what Watson said on Saturday will not factor into his decision.
And that annoyed
so he
me.
agrees with you.
Yeah, and that annoyed me too, because why the hell would Watson not like getting booed?
Factor into a decision about who's going to start.
This guy's job, not Watson, the coach's job depends on them winning. What the hell does he care if he says he doesn't like getting booed? This is all ridiculous. There's too much time between games. There's too much preseason. There's too much now. I heard this. You should have heard the tease for this thing. Deshaun Watson's lost his mind. And I'm like, ooh, Deshaun Watson lost his mind. You know me. I get excited. I go, what's going to happen? And then the guy, it's the garbage they play before we start our programming from Boston. It's real ass. And and the guy's like, you know, it's such like placating nonsense, like such like easy, please like me crap. You know, who is he to like, screw you. Who's he? Doesn't like getting booed, you stupid idiot. Like, you did something wrong, and then you're cursed with continuing to live, and everything from that moment is self-flagellation. I deserve the booze. I'm a bad boy. I mean, get out of here, you stupid idiots. Like me. He's a bad guy. Ooh, you brave broadcaster. You don't like that he did that to the women. No kidding. Stupid idiots.
So there we go. Patriots play Cleveland on Thursday night.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. We have a fun game. We were not here for a week, which I'm sure everyone was delighted by. But Ryan has, I don't know if it's Ryan or Hardy or both, but there's a game that's been put together. Certainly wasn't Nick. There's a game that was put together with, we're going to play a little game with what the host did while we were gone.
Yeah.
No, I didn't get, I tried not to be up at that time of morning. I didn't hear any of this, so I look forward to it. We will play that game in just a moment.
Strong finger all up and go. This is home of the 18-time world champion Boston Celtics. All the way 3, and he hit WBZ FM and HD Boston 98.5. The Sports Hub. Sports Hub headlines.
Red Sox completed a 3-game sweep of San Francisco yesterday, 5-4 at Fenway Park. Jake Bennett allowed 2 runs in the top of the first inning, but only 3 earned runs in all over 7 strong innings of work for Chad Tracy.
That was really, really good to see him settle in, having made some adjustments after the first couple innings because there was even some loud outs in the first couple. But once he got it settled, it would look like the Jake Bennett we've seen most of the year.
So Don Rafaela was 3 for 4 with a pair of RBIs in the win. Rafael Devers 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts in this game and 1 for 10 in the 3-game series with a loud home run. Sox visit Miami tonight, the opener of a 3-game series, and then after taking Thursday off, they'll play 4 at Yankee Stadium over the weekend. Roman Anthony, meanwhile, is not far away. He'll move his rehab from AA Portland to AAA Worcester this week. Trevor Story and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa will be examined in Boston today. Patriots beat Philadelphia Saturday night for their first preseason win. Players had yesterday off. They'll be back at practice this morning. They'll wrap up their 3-game schedule Thursday night in Cleveland. Browns are expected to name their starting quarterback as soon as today. They're also down a starting defensive end. Alex Wright has a torn Achilles. He is out for the season. In other NFL news, Raiders top gun Ashton Genty went down at practice yesterday. He has a reported sprained ankle. And the New England Revolution played to a 1-1 draw with New York City FC in Foxborough last night. They begin a 4-game road trip in Columbus this coming Saturday. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the 99 Restaurants. Kids eat free the day after the Red Sox win. Get a free kids meal with every adult entree purchased. You gotta love the Nines. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7:30.
This is what happens when analysts take over the games, take over the sport.
This is where you talk sports.
It happens all the time.
The Sports Hub.
You've been aggravated since we turned the mics on.
I don't know what it is. I don't have time to think about that right now.
Roger and Hardy.
It's ridiculous.
The Sports Hub.
I'll take a phone call on this very briefly. Mike,
Yeah, I usually open it around 4.
Yeah, you did. I usually open it at 4 too.
Hello.
Mike, what are you up to?
Yes. I'm sorry. I called in because you guys were the first people that I ever heard act like this guy was defended in court, Deshaun Watson, and he went to court and they couldn't find any way to prosecute him. I just was watching Undisputed, which had 3 women hosts, and they're pretty much just like, oh, good, he gets what he deserves. Forgetting, what if you were accused of a crime, you went to court, you were exonerated 2 times, and people still treated you like...
Yeah, it's just, look, man, I don't know what he did. All I know is that, like, this is the example I'll use, and Deshaun Watson, like, right, at best was, like, creep. But you remember Birdman?
Chris Anderson, the NBA player, yes.
Right. So there was this big story. It was while we were doing this show, and there was this big story that this guy, they raided his home, and he had all this child pornography and da-da-da-da-da-da, and oh my God, and he's the worst guy in the world, which if you have child pornography, you are. I can't think of many worse things that you could do. It's something that's exploitive of children to a degree that is almost unfathomable, right? Okay, we all agree. Problem is, he didn't have any child pornography. But still, every time I hear Birdman or Chris Anderson, I think child pornography. So if I think that, and I even know that he was exonerated of it, like, and it wasn't like fishy, and they didn't have like enough, like he got off on a technicality. Like, he did not have child pornography. Like, it was like a ruse that someone, I think, pulled on him to get all that like stuff taken out of his house. It's just sometimes that we, as the media, get like very caught up because 99% of the times the guys are guilty, right? But you sometimes like lose the... Like, people talk about Kevin Spacey, but I'm not positive Kevin Spacey's even been found guilty in civil court. Like,
no, and the exoneration or the not guilty verdict even, it's never makes as much noise as the initial accusations.
Oh, I would make the argument that it makes no noise because it's the front page of the paper is the accusation, the exoneration, unless it's a high-profile trial. And these are a lot of times things that don't go to trial because there's just no evidence. That's relegated to the depths of the paper or the internet.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I'm not saying Deshaun Watson didn't do anything. I'm just saying that I asked John, and I know he settled some things civilly, but it doesn't seem like
he settled a lot out of court. Remember, his lawyer Busby was all over every media outlet he could find. It never went to trial. Busby, like a lot of the women, got the money, got the settlement they wanted, but he was never convicted. 2 grand juries, according to the story I read last night, 2 grand juries declined to indict him. Now, he's guilty of something. He chose to settle, but not guilty in a criminal setting.
Right. And so, I mean, there has to be you have to take into consideration that a grand jury, by the way, isn't even trial. That's what gets you to trial.
Yes. That's
correct. So it didn't even go to trial because there was insufficient evidence of going to trial. It doesn't mean he's a good guy or he didn't do anything. But it does mean that criminally there wasn't enough there to even put him on trial.
No, more than 24 civil lawsuits were filed. The majority settled out of court. The remaining civil lawsuits were dismissed.
Right. So look, he seems to be a creep, but whatever. All right, we move on.
So we're all back this week after a flurry of fill-in hosts last week, and these fine radio personalities said many things over the past week.
Okay.
So, gentlemen, I'm going to give you a statement or an incident that happened on the show, and you will have to match up who said what as we play.
What host said that? 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 What host? I said what host? said that?
Was me, because you won't call.
So the fill-in hosts, of course, Joe Murray, Mark Dondero, Andrew Callahan was in, Phil Perry was here, Andy Hart was here. Of course, we had Tom Caron making his weekly appearance. And a caller will be involved, too.
Oh!
So, Murray, Dondero, Callahan, Perry, Hart, Caron, and a caller.
Jesus. Okay.
All right?
Lot to keep in mind. Okay.
Here we go. Let's stop that. He'll always have a special place in my heart and clearly a special place in my mouth.
Oh, that's got to be Joe.
Joe. Oh, that's Joe.
Fred?
For
Reveal
whatever reason, Dice K will always have a special place in my heart and clearly a special place in my mouth. So I got to be careful.
Oh, boy.
For whatever reason, Dice K will always have a special place in my heart and clearly a special place in my mouth. So I got to be careful.
Now, did he have trouble saying Daisuke Matsuzaka at some point during his call?
No, he nailed it. He corrected himself.
Well, what does that mean?
What, Ryan? you were
here, Beaton.
More questions than answers, Beaton.
Joe basically, he brought up the Daisuke situation, and he was saying, "Yeah, I need to be better." But Joe was like, "Listen, we're in broadcasting; it happens." And
Wait, I still don't understand what you're saying.
What mistake did he make?
The original Daisuke mistake he made on Nesson, where he called Yoshida Daisuke.
Of course.
Oh, and then they're both Asian, so there was all hell to pay. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, I didn't know he did. We could remove him from our weekly guest list. I didn't know he called it one Asian guy, another Asian guy's name.
All right.
What host said that?
Of course, I don't know how we missed that, Fred.
Yeah, like
the hint was clearly Karen. I don't know how we missed that.
Ryan. Well, no, the game is. It doesn't really matter who it was.
I know.
But it's like Ryan's just like, yeah, no, he cleared it up. Well, no. What the hell did he clear up? Oh, that famous incident where he called Yoshida Daisuke. I can't believe he kept his job.
What
got a guy's name wrong, and they're both Asian.
Oh, boy.
Are you saying What are you saying, Tom?
Oh, I think he said the quiet part out loud. Huh? Fred? John?
Probably would have got him fired in 2000.
Yeah.
What host said that the Red Hot Chili Peppers Californication music video is one of the best of all
Dondero.
time?
It's definitely Dondero.
Okay, and I can tell
without
you why.
question Dondero.
Because Nick made a video of Dondero, and I can't hear it because it's on Twitter, which aggravates the hell out of me. And I won't join Twitter, and that's everyone's fault but mine.
I thought that was on the Instagram.
Yeah, well, I didn't see it. But I saw it, I didn't hear it. But they're playing guitar to something. I take it it's horrible music.
It's Alice in Chains.
Oh, then I like Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
And Dondero, Hardy and I were just talking about this. He's air guitaring, but it's in a way that like he's never seen anyone hold a guitar.
I don't know if it's guitar. It's like a variety of instruments.
It's more like a sitar.
Yeah,
he's way up on the neck on that thing.
And then he's like moving it around. He looked like he was an alien that had been dropped from. It looks like if you said to my dad, like, what does it look like when someone plays a guitar? And he like just tells you to shut up.
I couldn't stop watching it over and over again. It's wild.
He looks like one of the kids in the Cars for Kids commercial, who's pantomiming the guitar playing.
Those kids at least are kind of synced up with they're almost doing a Warren style Down Boys situation.
Yeah. But go ahead. Here's Dondero.
Yeah, right now MTV Classic.
Yeah, it's unbelievable when I shout out to whoever puts this on because it's always on when I walk in here and there's always a banging video. Californication I came into the other day. Red Hot Chili Peppers video, one of the best videos of all time.
Okay, what even first of all, that was after
we all
everyone
remember the Californication video, number one.
What is the Californication? First of all, that is
know.
an era of the Red Hot Chili Peppers that is unlistenable.
There's two Red Hot there's three I remember. Under the Bridge, because Anthony Kiedis is running toward the camera at the end with no shirt but full pantaloons. much like Clint Eastwood in Any Which Way But Loose, who would go out for a jog with no shirt but dungarees.
Or if you go to the fitness center where my parents live, the men that work out with jeans in a t-shirt tucked into the jeans.
There's Give It Away, where they're out in the desert.
Very famous.
They're all painted in silver. And then there is the really disturbing video for the song that was on the Coneheads soundtrack, Soul to Squeeze, where there are Coneheads in a black and white video, and they're like in an old-timey circus thing.
Okay, I've not seen that. Knock Me Down, I used to think was a cool video.
Don't remember that
It was from, Mother's Milk. It's with black and white, Fishboner, and it's a whole thing.
All right. Gentlemen, what host said that this guy has lower body explosion? He's bottom heavy. He's more of a bottom than a top.
That's Andy Hart.
I don't know anything about Andy Hart, so I'll say Callahan.
You're both wrong. Fred?
You can tell he's got, I would say lower body explosion.
Okay, yeah.
Save that one if you need to.
It's almost like they know they're doing it.
Yeah, I think Joe has been around the show long enough to know that there was going to be a game as soon as he said something like that.
The Karen thing and Joe, like they both seem to know they've said something that kind of takes the magic away from it.
Yeah.
Like if you immediately know you said it, and a lower body explosion is pretty vague. You know,
it could be so many things. None of them off color.
Well, no, but it doesn't immediately go like, oh, he had an orgasm.
Yeah,
you can tell he's got. I would say lower body explosion.
Okay, yeah.
Save that one if you need to. Yeah, he's got a lot of lower torque.
I would hope.
I would say he's more of a bottom heavy. He's more of a bottom than a top.
Okay.
What host said that?
Thanks, Nick.
So we have
what was that in reference to? Does anyone know?
He was talking about one of the Patriots linemen.
I was going to say it had to be someone.
What is that Florida Marlins hat you're always wearing?
Well, I think it's a cool logo, so I bought it.
No, it's not.
Oh, come on.
No.
Nice throwback logo.
He's a South Shore guy, man. He's on the water down there in Plymouth.
Yeah.
He's always repping the fish and the ocean. The ocean is life.
Do you think that the Florida Marlins have ever had a cool logo?
No.
It's almost the antithesis of that.
Yeah.
I like it.
You can rock a random logo. Do the Old English D, man.
Yeah, you put that along with your Atlanta shirt you're so proud of. Stupid idiot.
Okay.
Good match.
So we have
I got a chuckle.
Andrew Callahan, Phil
Nick
Perry.
just likes it when the heat was on someone else.
A random caller and Andy Hart left. Okay.
I'm sorry.
right.
I was too busy making fun of Ron.
Callahan, Perry, Hart, and a caller.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Somebody made the Devin Witherspoon joke.
Oh, someone robbed you. All right.
Perry.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, then it
Perry.
was the caller.
Yeah, I was going to say caller.
I love this caller. Let's listen to Patrick.
Okay.
Patrick has a thought on Gonzo. What's up, Patrick?
Hey, guys, I was going to ask.
Gonzo, I don't like that. You got to call him Christian Gonzalez. We're all on the same page with that, correctly?
Yes.
It's like calling the refrigerator the fridge.
No, everyone else is okay with that.
No, my son, without me even knowing it, when we were in Tennessee, was talking about how much he hated it when men shortened words. And I went, there you go, buddy.
Well, that's sus.
He was maybe referring to that.
Patrick has a thought on Gonzo. What's up, Patrick?
Hey, guys, I was going to ask about the Christian Gonzalez contract.
Yep.
But I'm just reading now that his buddy in Seattle there was assaulted in a domestic violence stabbing incident at his home. The defensive back who just signed the big contract, Devin
Witherspoon.
Hey, go with a knife. You hear that, Hardy? I got that sumbitch for you. I got it good. I love you, RJ.
Well done, Patrick.
What host said that?
Is that Fake Blind Sky?
It is. It's that, yeah. I didn't pick up on it till just now, but yeah, Patrick. Yeah, absolutely. So good.
And Ryan was the only one who played along. Yeah.
But you heard him laugh. It's like you knew it was happening.
Yeah, Ryan was the guy that knew how to operate during those circumstances. Yes. Okay.
Mercifully, only one more because one of the remaining hosts.
Wait, only one more. We got time.
Okay.
We'll
we'll see how much time we have.
Oh, I might make fun of
okay.
this.
As one of the hosts performed an original a cappella country rap song.
Okay, so I got emails that they were talking favorably about the Pat McAfee album. So we've already done Dondero.
Yep.
I don't know anything about Andy Hart, so I assume he's despicable, and so he's the one who's doing it.
No, I think if given the option of a rap song, the guy who would be most up for it would be Callahan. I say Callahan.
John Wallach.
I got it right?
One host said that.
Callahan gets a little loose.
Yeah.
A little loose for my life.
I say Callahan. Let's hear it.
Roll it if you dare.
Andrew Callahan here, Boston Herald beat writer. Put your hands in the air. Better yet, bring a ladder. Because if there's two things I know, it's a touchdown pass and riding country. McAfee, pat my ass. Y'all serious that you like his?
He wrote it down, too, which is what's really sad about the whole thing. Like, in that cadence, Hardy and I could go for a half an hour without missing a rhyme.
It just needs...
If I could go that slow and in that cadence, and he wrote it down, which is not good in any way. Very poor.
He needs beats behind him.
Andrew Callahan here, Boston Herald beat writer. Put your hands in the air. Better yet, bring a ladder. Because if there's two things I know, it's a touchdown pass and riding country. McAfee, pat my ass. Y'all serious that you like his stuff? All I can hope is that this is just one bad luck. I wrote this on my own, no crap, GPT, just for the show. Toucher and Hardy.
Yeah, that's a shame. Now, it's no Mark Davis song.
Shame that happened.
No, it's no Mark Davis song. But it's not even in the same ballpark, but it is not good.
It's not long enough is the only problem with it.
Now, if he skewed the Red Sox
4.5, 5 minutes.
If he skewed the Red Sox, then it would have been something. I put a video up of Tom Sharpling talking about, I just put it in my stories of him talking about the Pat McAfee thing, and he goes like, I got to tell you that I never thought something would exist that made you go, I wish Jelly Roll was on instead. like I never thought a poor man's Jelly Roll was going to be something that I encountered. So real quick, and then we won't play anymore.
Unfortunately, Andrew Callahan will not be joining us for the rest of the season.
No,
due to that incident.
He's the FCC actually. Brandon Carr actually. He's not allowing him back on the radio. So Portnoy was on with Felger and Mazin. I thought he was really good, and Felger, to his credit, asked him about McAfee and like why McAfee was popular, and Dave Portnoy was great because he didn't just like go all out in on him, but he's like, I just don't think he appeals to educated people.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like, but like the way he said it was very much like a guy that is in, like, you know, head of a broadcasting company, and he analyzed it in a very dry way. Like, he wasn't trying to be funny, but like it was spot on. Like, idiots like him.
No, and their conversation about Goodell was really good, and the McAfee thing I think was spot on.
I think Felger and Portnoy are really good because I think Portnoy respects Felger, and Felger is like his convictions, like his real convictions are enough, like where you get Portnoy talking like as a businessman, which I find to be very interesting. There seemed to be very little shtick. Like, I just saw the McAfee part, but I thought it was interesting because he is the head of like a big broadcasting empire, so he evaluates talent, and I thought his evaluation of Pat McAfee was spot on. Like, yeah, he's not good, but like essentially morons like him, and like that's part of the business, is you have to have people on that like idiots like, because you're trying to appeal to the whole country.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was very good. I thought they did an excellent job with. I liked Portnoy in that video. In that.
What host said that? Ooh-wee. What host said that? What host said that?
So thank you to all the fill-in hosts. Daryl Murray, Callahan, Phil Perry, Andy Hart, Tom Karen, and of course, Patrick. We're doing the Devin Witherspoon joke in my absence.
Yeah, that was great. I appreciate that. All right, so we'll be back in a moment with our friend Mike Reese, who promises not to rap in quotations. We'll be right back.
More Toucher and Hardy on the way on the Sports Hub.
Got to get to Van.
Waiting to Mike Reese, but this is what I was talking about here. You got it.
ESPN reportedly distances itself from Pat McAfee's debut album.
Get the hell out the way.
For as long as I can remember, my mere existence has made people hate my guts. If that's the reaction you get, the mention of your name makes people hate your guts, you're doing something wrong in life. But look, maybe this is great. Maybe this music's great.
Bunch of smart ass souls and rivers running with steel. Hustling our bones of true users deal. Spend nights at poker games, small stack grind. Dream so big, change the world on my mind.
I never thought I'd say this. Boy, I sure wish I could listen to Jelly Roll instead of this. Oh, no, mate, no.
I've worked my ass best off just to get by.
So this guy is under the illusion that he works hard in life. He is a punter for a football team and then went and sat behind a desk talking about sports. You could not have gotten more out of life than you were supposed to get for what you bring to the table.
Are we sure this isn't AI?
No, this is AI. Hey, I think I'm going to cut my ears off because I never want to hear this again.
Yeah. So there you go. Have you heard any of Pat McAfee's album?
I've heard a little bit of it, and we have something planned along those lines for tomorrow.
Oh, I look forward to that.
Dive a little deeper into it. But you and your initial assessment of it, Fred, you thought he was doing it as a goof. You thought maybe he was doing this kind of as a work, like as a wrestling thing. You can hear the earnestness in which he's performing these songs. It's not a joke.
I gave him way too much credit. I gave him, and that's on me.
And I hope you never make that mistake again.
Oh, I won't. And it's
the guy made an album that he thinks is good.
And by the way, it's not McAfee that bothers me. It's that people like him that bothers me. It's never really the person with me. It's the people, because they're just being themselves and making money, or putting on a persona and making money. It's the people that voluntarily consume it that bother me. Mike Reese, our good friend from ESPN, who covers the Patriots. Have you fallen in love with this country rap hybrid music that's taking over, Mike?
Hey, Fred. Hey, Artie. Hey, John. I'm going to stick with my 80s stuff. Maybe my, I'm getting into country a little bit, but I haven't really got too much into this other stuff.
Yeah, save yourself. There was a Behind the Music of 1981. It was just the year 1981. And I thought of you, Mike, because and they make the point of, a lot of these bands haven't sold any records since 1981, but they're still touring sheds, and they're still out there, and there's still people that love them. And Styx said the best thing that was ever written about him is that everyone hates Styx but their fans.
I saw Styx a couple years ago. I was right in front of Tommy Shaw. I want to know, what is our show? When are we all going to be at a show together?
I will go to a show with you.
I would go.
And I wouldn't make you go to some show that I want to go to.
Yeah, it depends on the show.
I would go.
I mean,
well, it depends where it is.
And it depends where it is and when it is. It depends on a lot of things, Mike.
But you want to go see Rick Springfield? Let's go.
I don't know.
No, I don't know if I could handle that. Oh. But if you found something like in the city, I would absolutely go. I don't know if I want to go like to Lynn and get depressed, or the Chevalier I enjoy as a theater. Like something, in the in close to the city limits, I would go see something.
If we can pull it off, December 10th, it's a Tuesday night, which I know is tough for you guys.
I could do that.
Okay. Journey. And it's right in the wheelhouse. And I feel like we could have a great time.
Where?
At the Garden.
It's going to be the Garden.
Oh.
Is there like a hair metal band that we could see? Because I would actually enjoy that.
Okay. Let me look into that.
I'd even see Tesla, who's not really hair metal, but
Mike,
I'd see Tesla, Cinderella.
Mike, I pulled out the top 20 songs from 1981. We're not going to do a bunch of them. I just want to throw a couple of song titles at you. Can you name the artist? You ready?
All right, let's go. Let's go.
Queen of Hearts.
Oh, I know that one.
Oh,
I got that one.
I know the song, but
I know the song too, but
I don't have it.
Juice Newton.
Very good one.
Yep.
Okay. Theme from The Greatest American Hero.
Oh God.
That was
know the song, don't know who sang it.
Joey Scarberry.
Of course.
Okay, so the deal with 1981, and which is why I thought of Mike, is that before that was the year MTV started, and before MTV took off, there was like 1/3 less album sales in 1981 than there was in the years prior, because the idea was music was so terrible that people stopped buying it. And these bands had no sustainability, which turned out not to be true. I mean, it did with people wanting to consume their music in a non-live form. But all these bands Mike liked were literally destroying the business of music. And then MTV was forced to play bands from England and stuff because they had videos, and they only started with 100 videos.
Yeah.
And so the Police never broke in the United States until they had that video for Don't Stand So Close to Me.
Duran
Duran was
huge
Girls
video
on Film, and they couldn't break in the States.
Right.
And so, and those are two good bands. but what AOR, what rock stations were playing were, who's the guy that Lee Abrams, like the Lee Abrams research stuff. So it was like REO Speedwagon and Styx, real crap. I'm just kidding, Mike.
I liked REO Speedwagon.
Everyone likes REO Speedwagon but me. Well, Mike, you can tell that there's not a lot to talk about in the Patriots front.
Well,
unless there is.
I mean, was there anything that you can get out of Saturday night's game other than the bad stuff? Or were there things that you saw that's like, okay, that was good, and that means this good thing for the upcoming season?
So I agree with you guys. There weren't a lot of headlines coming out of it. I would say for me, the quarterback was probably the biggest thing. Baron Morton, the 7th-round pick out of Texas Tech. Going into the game, I was thinking they probably maybe would just carry 2 quarterbacks on the active roster and try to sneak him to the practice squad. And I think after his passing and punting performance, I'm putting him on. I would probably say he's going to be on the roster.
All right. What about the top 2 draft picks? Caleb Lomu played left tackle on Saturday night. And we were briefly discussing Gabe Akis in the first hour of the show, and not a lot of it has been great. How do you see these 2 guys?
So, well, I think that's fair, John. On Akis, I would just say missed the whole spring, didn't start practicing until a week into training camp, and it looks that way. So he's catching up. And I still see, when I watch him, a lot of things that if it clicks, it's going to be fine. I think we're seeing that you don't just show up and put on the pads, play, and it looks great. And I think for Lomu, 60 snaps is a lot of snaps, left tackle. That's going to be a great sort of foundational thing for him as he develops. And now he's got I think that actually a sort of a newsy thing, guys. He's going to be the top backup now with Marcus Bryant getting injured in the game until Bryant comes back. And that's significant because that hits at what Vrabel was talking about after the game and trying to build that depth.
Yeah, so Vrabel's under the impression they're very thin.
So I think you could interpret it that way. I didn't necessarily take it that way.
He seems paranoid about injury and the amount of depth that they have.
He jumped all over your crap when you talked about Drake May playing. You said, we're not a deep team, Mike.
Marty, I see you look at it like he jumped on it. To me, I look at it like he gave an honest answer.
Yeah,
so I appreciated it.
Yeah, he survived Belichick. Belichick would really.
No,
it's true. This is child's play for Mike.
I wanted to beat Belichick up one of the times he was mean to Mike.
You're the best, Fred. I think on that, to me, Vrabel's no different than 31 other head coaches. I honestly don't believe there'd be a head coach that would stand up there after a game and say, "I love our depth." It's just the way it is. And they have taken some hits on the depth at tight end, losing Julian Hill, at what give me some others, guys.
Offensive line.
Offensive line.
I also think, Mike, that, sometimes teams talk about their depth when they're not very good. Because it's like, well, we have this, we're so deep. And that also speaks to, well, if you're that deep, that means you don't have any, you don't have a lot of standout players at different positions. Depth just means you've got a bunch of guys who are good enough to play, but not one has really ascended above all the others.
Right, there's not that much difference. Can I ask you just quickly, like in terms of tight ends, at this time of the year, are there player-for-player trades? Like, for instance, because like if someone had a wealth of tight ends, could the Patriots work like a player-for-player thing? I think I heard Alex Barth talking about, like, he was inventing trades in his head, but it was interesting. He said the Rams have a ton of tight ends, and that maybe Booty, because of the age of Devontae Adams, they could trade it. So do teams go player-for-player at this time of year?
They definitely, Fred, that's big, especially they have to cut the roster down to 53 players Sunday at 6:00. And if you look at other teams and say, and I think when Vrabel's talking about depth, he's probably thinking about the offensive line. Like we were talking about, they've got hit by injuries. Other teams maybe have offensive linemen that they are not going to keep. You have a spot for them on your 53-man roster. And maybe you have a player like, and use Booty as example, you're deep at receiver, maybe they need a receiver, and you sort of make that trade before cutting a player that you might otherwise not keep, and that other team doesn't have to compete for that player as a free agent.
Not a lot of tackles move in those situations, though, I would imagine.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's exactly right.
All right. Well, Mike, pick a show. I would prefer hair metal or metal of any kind, but I would see Journey. I don't really like them, but I would see them. But I did like hair metal a lot when I was little, so I would do that.
I am going to check. I also need to correct myself. I said December 10th on that Journey. It's actually November 10th.
Oh, that changes
at the
everything.
Garden, November 10th. So check your calendars. I will also check on the hair metal stuff for you, Fred. I think it's long overdue. We need to be together at a show.
All right. Thank you so much, Mike. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Mike.
All right. There you go.
Gone.
Well, I'll tell you this. I bought tickets for an upcoming show not so long from now, The Descendant Social Distortion, and I bought them on Ticketmaster, and I had to get another app, and they said, wait for the email. It should have come where you can transfer the tickets to this other app. I bought them from Ticketmaster, regular tickets, not secondary sales, and I downloaded the app, and I never got an email. And now I got to call Ticketmaster, which should be a real walk in the park.
Yeah, but see, I did that for the John Mulaney show that we went to a few weeks back, and they told me in one of the messages, oh, you won't actually get your tickets until like the week before the show.
See, they said you should have already gotten them.
Oh, boy.
Did you have to? I'm sorry, this is self-serving and it's running us late, but was it something called AXS that you had to get the tickets to? It's like, Jesus Christ. Like, I bought the tickets. Just give me the tickets. Yeah. Like, I know you want me to download 100 apps and that helps you, but it's not enough that I paid to see the show. It's $100 a ticket to see the Descendants and Social Distortion. Like, these guys were playing for like 3 cents, like, you know, like when they were young. I mean, come on. They were playing like basements. Now I get $100 to go see them. Give me which is fine, but give me my tickets. Now I got to download AXS.
Nice.
And this is being old. Then I don't like it. Then I don't like being young.
Is that the show in Connecticut?
No, that already happened. This is at like Roadrunner or one of those places.
Nice. All right.
Yeah, if you own the place where they're playing, help me out. All right. I helped Hardy out that one time. Oh, I can't go to Sugar, by the way. I'm going to be in Maine.
Come on.
I apologize. All right, we'll be back. Here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headlines.
Red Sox swept San Francisco yesterday at Fenway Park 5-4. Ceddanne Rafaela, 3 hits, 2 RBIs. Jake Bennett, 7 strong innings for the victory. Sox open up a 3-game series in Miami against the Marlins tonight. Roman Anthony will continue his rehab with AAA Worcester this week. Trevor Story and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa will be examined in Boston today. Curtis Mead will have a scan on his broken.
Chutcher and Hardy. A couple more guests today. We have Bob Sosi coming on at 8:20. And Joe Lazan, you might remember him from his successful MMA days. He's now bare knuckle boxing, which they're allowing. They allow bare knuckle boxing now. And if you were in the MMA and now you're bare knuckle boxing, there's a lot of punishment. There has to be some psychological reason.
Well, we'll talk to Joe about it, and you've talked to Joe before.
Yeah, he was like a really good soccer player, right? Like he was like some like big time soccer player or something. Am I thinking of the right guy?
I know he's been on the show multiple times.
Yeah, and I think that like his background was he was like a really good soccer player. I probably should check this before we interview him. I've interviewed him a bunch of times, but my understanding was that he was like a really gifted soccer player. And then that ended, and he became like a big MMA guy. But I might be thinking of someone else.
But the thing is, I remember hearing or reading that like bare knuckle boxing, things like that. If you're going to do it for any length of time, you have less risk of injury because it's not the constant pounding and jarring of the skull that you get with like padded gloves. It's not just the initial impact that necessarily damages you. It's the constant jostling of the brain, inside the skull. And for bare knuckle fighters, there's less of that because you can't inflict as much damage as you can if you're wearing, I don't know, 12-ounce gloves or whatever they wear.
But getting hit once with bare knuckles has got to be worse than getting hit with a 12-ounce glove.
No, but that's the thing. You get hit once, bare knuckles, that's better than getting hit 50 times from someone wearing gloves.
Yeah, it's like the argument about not having helmets in football because you're less likely to lead with your head.
Yep.
Peter, go ahead.
Hey, Fred. Just a question for you. What's your favorite mainstream band? You seem to like all the kind of obscure ones, and you have a lot of hatred for the big success ones.
I don't think that's fair. And by the way, Social Distortion is not an obscure band. Social Distortion is platinum albums. And I would argue the Descendants aren't even that obscure a band anymore. Watch Travis Barker on the thing where they have him identify songs. He almost cries talking about the Descendants. So but whatever.
What's your?
I listen to a lot of Soundgarden lately. Is that a mainstream enough band? I don't really know. I liked Van Halen when I was a kid a lot.
Did you like Guns N' Roses?
I liked Guns N' Roses. I was a big Guns N' Roses fan. I like A Tribe Called Quest. I like De La Soul. Those are two platinum artists. I like a lot of stuff. I like Prince. I don't know what you want out of me, Peter.
I'm not trying to be confrontational.
Well, yes, you are. You're being very confrontational. I don't care for it. No, I don't like Sonic Youth. I don't like what obscure bands like. There's people that are way more into it than I am. I don't know. Your definition of obscure and my definition of obscure, I guess, are a little different. How old are you?
I'm 63.
Yeah, maybe it's the 12 years. I don't know. Because, well, Social Distortion, they're probably your age. The Descendants are your age. I don't know. Maybe it's you, Peter.
But you don't like a lot of the classic rock bands that maybe, Peter, when you're talking about super mainstream, like Rolling Stones.
Yeah, but I don't dislike the Rolling Stones. I just don't listen to their albums. I think I owned Exile on Main Street because everyone went on and on about it.
Right.
But
what about Springsteen, man?
No, I don't care for Springsteen.
What?
No, I don't like Bruce
But you like
Springsteen.
baseball.
I do. I like baseball very much.
Well, then you have to like Bruce Springsteen.
I don't write about it. That's the thing. And I don't have
that's the rub.
And I don't have the desire to talk about it constantly. Okay. So there's that. There you go. But I mean, you'd agree, Social Distortion. You can't really say they're an obscure band. They had a ton of radio airplay.
No, and there is one of the big three out of Seattle. You know, the last great movement in rock and roll, and they're one of the poster child bands for it. Yeah, they're mainstream.
Well, Social Distortion is a Southern California band.
No, I'm saying Soundgarden,
Soundgarden.
Alice in
yeah.
Chains, Nirvana. Those are the
yeah. Those bands sold 10 million records.
Yeah,
that's
mainstream.
Oh, that's about as mainstream as you can get. Yeah. I've been listening to the last before they broke up and got back together album, the Down on the Upside. Is that the name of it?
Yes.
I love that album.
It's so good.
I've been listening to it almost exclusively.
Burden in My Hand. Great
I love
song.
Burden in My Hand. I love Burden in My Hand. I love Pretty Noose.
Pretty Noose is really good.
I like the song a lot after Pretty Noose, but I can't remember the name of it because I've been listening to the album.
Mm.
You know? All right, we'll be back. We went on vacation. That means John got laid a lot because he went to a whole swinging thing. He went to hedonism. So we'll be back.
I know somebody used to go to that.
I know 2 people that used to go to that. All right, we'll be
Twice
back.
a year.
And I'm sure the people were gorgeous. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and
YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. We, all three of us, were gone for an entire week. Hardy got a colonoscopy.
I did.
And did you
that takes up like a full day. When you're talking about and no eating on Wednesday, like no solid food at all. And then you start the prep, late that afternoon. So I didn't feel like doing much on Wednesday anyway because you're not eating and it's like, I don't really feel great. And then, your afternoon or evening pretty much you gotta be home for that.
Yeah.
It's a whole situation. And then I went in on Thursday morning to have it done. And you've had one, Fred Wallach, I'm sure you have. Right?
I have.
The sleep that you get for it, it's like too immediate. And it's like over too quickly. It's like, yeah, it's some amazing cocktail that you get for that thing. But you're like just feeling normal. And, you got the IV. And I don't even remember them saying anything. And then the next thing you know, it was presumably 20 minutes later, and I'm in the recovery room, and like waking up. I'm like, yeah, it's not even sleep. You're just gone. It's like lost time. And then for the rest of the day, I felt fine, but I was a little tired. And I'm like, I don't feel it's like 2 days. Important to do it, and it's only every 5 years, whatever. So it's not a big deal. But it takes up 2 days.
So the prep isn't nearly as bad as it used to be. Due to my mother's constant worrying, I had one in my 30s. And then the doctors would always be like, would you like them? Like, why'd you do that? So I think I've had 3. And they're not bad. I mean, they knock you out. But the thing is that you're like, oh, the last one, the anesthesiologist was like, this is the best sleep you're gonna have. Like, you're gonna be great because I was in this. It's a place that only does colonoscopies. It's on Route 9 in Wellesley. It only does colonoscopies, so it looks like MASH. Like there's just cots next to one another, and then they wheel you into a room.
Good.
So and then they put an IV in, and you're like, oh, cool. Like you'll give me like Valium. Because, why not? Like, you're going to knock me out anyway, but they don't. You stick the IV in you, and they have you sit there. Like, why they don't give you anything?
Yeah, give me a little something for fun.
Not for fun so much as just, like, if we're all going to sit here in this pen waiting to get colonoscopies, and you're going to knock me out, they do that before surgery. They give you... I know it's not
something to relax.
Yeah, but if they're gonna knock you out anyway, I'm not asking for it. I'm getting my hair cut. Can you give me you got an IV in my arm?
Yeah,
you're gonna knock me out anyway. But anyway, you're right. And then they knock you out, and then you probably do this too. You try to fight it a little bit, you try to fight it, like I'm gonna really.
No, because
there's no fighting it.
She didn't give me any warning, and there's no fighting it anyway.
No, there's no fighting it anyway. But my instinct is that because they go, okay, here we go, and then you're like, oh, if I fight it, maybe I'll get a little bit of this. It's like an addict thing. You get maybe I'll get this little buzz.
Hell yeah!
And then I wake up, and I'm like you. I wake up, and they're like, are you okay? And then you're like, yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, I missed all the fun.
Yeah, I have no effects of this anymore. It's all over. Yeah, you woke me up and now I got nothing. There's no residual buzz. It's they're like, well, we got in a wheelchair. That's not necessary. I'm fine.
I'm too pissed off to need a wheelchair.
I mean, my son got his wisdom teeth out, and he was like high. I mean, I think he was kind of playing it up after a while, but for 15 minutes, he was stoned out of his mind.
Yeah.
I think the last 5, he was putting on a little bit of a show. But and it's like, that wouldn't happen to me anymore. When I had the procedures for my teeth and they knocked me out, they woke me up and I was fine. I walked out of there. I mean, they didn't let me drive, but I just walked out. I could have walked home. It was just this you knocked me out and then it's all over. In the colonoscopy, they give you way more. Do you ever ask them what it is?
They told me the first time.
It's
what
like
it was.
ketamine and like
I think the first time around it was a mixture of Valium, propofol, and something else.
I think maybe they use ketamine to wake you up. I just remember they said ketamine and it surprised me because they give you something to wake you up, like to get you out of that. It's not they don't just stop giving you the drug.
Oh.
Isn't that interesting? Like so they like don't just take the drug out and then you like wake up. They like give you something to spurn your you getting awake, which is and then you think, well, Michael Jackson took that to go to sleep. You think it's bad if you like take Ambien every night, but Michael Jackson would take propofol every night.
Oh yeah, his milk, as he called it.
Yeah, like how do you go to sleep? Oh no, they literally knock me out, like in a way that I couldn't possibly. Like, you could fight Ambien if you really wanted to. You could fight anything. Knock you out with propofol. This is a good idea.
But between that and then I also participated in the media day for the FM championship, Fred, which of course will be coming to Boston.
Does Greg Hill win that, like the Marconi?
No.
The FM championship?
No. This is the LPGA event that'll be at TPC Boston later this week.
Oh, that was nice charity work of you.
It was. I met Bill Koch, who we've had on the show before.
Yep.
He was there.
Yep.
And I'll be back there later this week. So, but that was it. That was my week off.
It's funny. This week I met Ed Koch.
I keep myself busy around the house too.
Yeah, I can imagine you have many projects. It's funny. I met Ed Koch this week.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I met him at Plato's Retreat.
Wow.
4 people got that, ladies and gentlemen.
That's so good.
Yeah, thank you. It's funny, but no one's going to get it.
So, and John was in Maine.
Yeah, but there were sharks.
Yes, there were sharks. I told the story where I was in Maine about 5-6 years ago. It was about 90 degrees out over Memorial Day, but you couldn't go in the water because the water was so cold. There was a danger of hypothermia, so all of us sat on the beach like dopes, unable to go in the water. Last week, different. Last week, there were sharks spotted. I go to Gooch's Beach in Kennebunk. Sharks spotted about 20 yards off the coast.
I can't believe you'll go there after what he did to Arnold. So anyway, that's two.
I got that one. I got that one. That's fine.
2 ones no one will get.
You got all 4 burners going this morning.
I really. That week off did me good.
Don't peak too soon. We got to be halfway through the show, baby.
So I went to Tennessee with my children, and it's quite heartwarming because my children, even though my son is 18 and my daughter's 16, they do love my parents and they do like being there. They were sad to leave, and that's always like nice. Having that conversation rather than them being, I was concerned that they wouldn't enjoy themselves. But my father was in good form. I think if you've listened to the show enough, you're a little familiar with my father. Well, first of all, he was sick the first 2 days, and then he got better enough to get into the lake with us, where he would cough up these massive loogies and spit them into the water where they would float by us.
Oh.
And he says that a fish went up to one because now you can fish. There's fish back in the lake. Which was quite a coup. It filled up a lot of time. It was great.
Did they have to stock the lake?
I don't know how they do it. It's a huge lake. It's like 50 miles, my dad said. It like all told.
And it was out of fish for a while?
You could, like, by my parents, like, yeah, there was like no, for whatever reason, there was no fish. When they first moved there, you could catch a lot. Now they're catfish and like crappie. It's not like, it's not, I guess bass are in there, but we're never going to catch them. And he says that a fish went up to one of the loogies and ate it and then spit it out. So that he was very excited about that. But this was an all-time. Well, this just encapsulates I've told this to now like 10 friends. So my father is like, how about this at WNBA stuff? And I'm like,
good, Dad. I was hoping you were going to bring that up.
And I'm like, what do you care about the WNBA? And he goes, well, it's just crazy. And I go, well, I don't know anything about it. And he goes, oh, well, there's this lady's wearing this shirt. I go, how many WNBA games do you watch? And he goes, well, it's all over the news. And I go, I don't read about it. And he goes, well, Freddie, and he does this, because, he gives me like a little out. He's like, I have more time than you and I read way more sources. I go, I've been doing sports radio since 2009, you idiot. Wait, now you're telling me you read more about sports? Because my whole point was, I don't want to get into this. Why do you care? It doesn't come across I don't read about the WNBA. Who cares? What I wanted to tell him is they're actively poking you. The stuff you're watching is trying to get you going. But that's patronizing, or that's like insulting, and I understand that. Like, like, old man, they're really trying to rev you up. And my point was, you don't care about the WNBA. You don't consume it as a product. So who cares what they're doing? Like, I've said this on the air. It's a con. No one cares. You're not watching it. It doesn't affect your life. Let them do whatever the hell they want to do. It's funny when they throw dildos on the court. Whatever they're doing with the trans stuff, who cares? Was my point. You're getting all like, and he was like, this is what a crazy world. He wasn't mad. To be honest with you, I don't even know what he was talking about. I know there's like trans stuff going on, and I know. Oh, and I know one interesting thing is like the two guys that are going to join the WNBA and stuff. One of them's Ennis Freedom. Remember when you couldn't make fun of him for like, because he was like Mr. like politics and you couldn't make fun of him?
He was a problem. The Turkish people wanted him dead.
Yes, and then remember the other guy was such a basket case. He was a first round pick, but he couldn't travel by plane and he had such bad anxiety he couldn't make it in the NBA. Yep. I find it odd that those are the two guys that are like the big comedians now. Two guys you couldn't make fun of. What's the guy's name, John, with all the problems?
I think it's Royce White. Does that make sense?
Royce, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
So, like, remember when you couldn't make fun of Royce White? Like, we couldn't make fun of him because he had mental problems. So, like, okay, fine, you can't make fun of him. But now he can make fun of the WNBA? Like, there's a hypocrisy of these guys. Like, you couldn't make fun of... Effing guy changed his name to Ennis Freedom.
Yeah, people have been ignoring him for too long. That's what this is.
First of all, if they join the WNBA, I don't care. Fine. It doesn't. You have to, audience, understand my indifference on all of this. My only point with these particular gentlemen doing it is there were times in my career where if I made fun of them, I would have gotten in trouble. And I do find it interesting that now they're the big ones poking the bear, because you weren't allowed to make fun of them. One of them was a mental mess, and the other one's involved in some politics that's way over my head. And but my father informed me that he, at 84, is consuming much more sports than I am.
Well, if he's up on the whole Sophie Cunningham commentary regarding the athletes in the WNBA, and you are not, Fred, then I would side with your father and say, yes, he is more up on sports than you are.
Oh, with the WNBA? Oh, absolutely. He seems...
And the WNBA is a sport.
Yes.
And he knows about it, and you don't. He wins.
Yes, I get what you're saying.
I think that much is clear.
My point would be this, is that the only point I was trying to make to him is that even as someone who talks ostensibly, and then my son made the point of, you don't talk about that much sports. And I'm like, fair enough. But ostensibly, like, I have to, like, I read the Athletic of New York Times. I understand. I read,
failing New York Times.
The failing New York Times. I read the Boston Globe sports page again. Very liberal. But I
boring broadsheet.
I do, read about sports a good chunk of the time. And say I even didn't do that. We have 2 writers on today. Like I talk for 4 hours, at least to people that are informed about sports. Like my only point was, why are you letting this bother you? That's my only point. I didn't get into the whole thing of like, all this is like a con that these news organizations, all of them, do to get everyone upset about something dumb. And believe me, during COVID, during the whole woke garbage where you couldn't make fun of anything, it was the same effing thing. So don't say this is not. This is me being disgusted with everyone. Believe me, I didn't care for Jesus, during COVID, not about the sickness COVID, but when everyone had all that time on their hands and they'd fire you for saying anything.
Well, this and this, the way you pose the question to your father, it sounds like, gets to the heart of the real matter, because you asked him, why do you care? And of course, the real answer is, well, the network that I watch has told me I'm supposed to.
Yes,
care.
exactly.
And he doesn't want to admit that he's being essentially led around by his nose.
Right. So, like, if baseball doesn't play next year, my father and I would be upset because we enjoy baseball. We have good conversations about baseball. My father's very knowledgeable, and I enjoy talking to him about baseball. It's a nice thing for us to talk about. He knows a lot about it. He's very informed. I enjoy that. We both like the Cardinals. It's a whole thing. But my thing is, like, that would bother us because they're not playing. If the WNBA never plays another game, neither him or I will ever care. Ever. I don't care. Well, and what they're doing to Caitlin Clark. And I said, and then I did grant him this. I go, it is interesting that they seem to not be able to take the most famous women's basketball player of all time and not ruin it. Like, I do think that that's interesting from a marketing perspective. Like, they seem so, like, unwilling to just go, like, yeah, you like her. Here's all her all the time. Like, because that's, like, damaging to, like, the other people. But I don't even really care about that. But he informed me I'm not privy to the info that he's privy to about the WNBA.
I'm surprised you're admitting to that, because it sounds like he's right.
Oh, he's certainly right about that.
You need to.
It's amazing.
Just do your job.
These people, they sit there. Remember
You know what, Fred? Do better.
I'm going back to the whole George Washington thing. It's just like, what's everyone doing with their time? All pointless garbage. Everyone's all revved up about. The world needed this George Washington movie. The Odyssey is a travesty. What are you talking about? Just everyone shut up with your stupid. Don't you have enough problems? Real ones that you got to invent crap to get upset about? Oh, did it bother me?
You're not going to put me in a position where I have to defend caring too much. And that's I do. I care about young Washington. I care about Ennis Freedom. I care about the Odyssey and all the controversies surrounding them.
We're living in a world where there's limitless information. Like, you just, like, everything ever is, like, available for consumption.
And I care about all of it.
You're going to care about all of it.
You have to. Protect yourself from any possible reproach. You have to care about everything.
An effing movie.
And I'm willing to go out of my way to argue with people about my opinions on these things that I care
Or it will be your entire identity, which is also fun.
Yeah, that's fun.
Good. That's
yeah.
good.
What's your identity? Oh, a bunch of crap that other people are doing.
Yeah.
There's no scene around it or anything. It's just like I read about it and then I get upset. And then I go about my day and it affects me in no way. But, I got to really be on point with that. And I love my father, but oh my God, he has no respect for me. It is really something else. It is even at 84, he's still there to tell me what an idiot I am.
Yeah. Even in your 50s, you idiot. You don't know anything.
Yeah, like, you managed to not ask us for any money after college. You raised 2 kids that we love, but, you're a big, stupid idiot. All right. We'll be back in just a moment with our friend Bob Sosi.
More Toucher and Hardy next on the Sports Hub.
Let me tell you.
evening if you knew it was on, which I did not. I couldn't watch it anyway. I was on an airplane. You know, we took off from Tennessee, landed in Atlanta. We were going to have a 2.5-hour layover. I called the dedicated Diamond line. I said, "Is there an earlier flight?" They said, "Yeah." So can I get 3 people on it? They said, "Yeah." A little time passed, and I said, "We're obviously not sitting together." And they said, "Oh, you're sitting together."
Hey, check you out. So how much time did you save getting home?
3 hours.
That's significant. Yes.
Because you can't do a 45-minute layover because it's not worth the mental strain that puts you through, especially landing in Hartsfield, which can be,
I agree.
It's a big airport.
Yep.
So the only other option was like the 2.5 hours.
Plus, you don't have time to get to that Arby's.
There's an Arby's there?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I can't eat Arby's after the scabby lady gave it to me.
That's right. I
But
forgot about that.
Airport Arby's is different.
No, I was Fred on this one. I completely get it.
I can't have Taco
Yeah.
Bell after the lady who announced that she had to take an S and then went from behind the counter into
Can't be
the
doing
bathroom.
that, no.
Even though I did eat it that evening from that same Taco Bell. But I can't have Arby's after the lady with the open sores handed me the.
Yeah.
And I'm no germaphobe.
Can't be doing. No.
I think that you can look at my work area and I don't wipe anything down. I'm not afraid of germs. I don't like open scabs from food workers, nor do I like women announcing that they have to go poo and then walking to the bathroom to do so.
Well, that won't happen in Concourse E at Hartsfield Jackson.
No.
They got things buttoned up.
They'll just look at you with disgust that you dare come up to their thing. I'll tell you that Chick-fil-A in the A terminal at Logan, boy, oh boy, print money. And they get you through.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mean to do this, but my friend Paul was doing a book signing yesterday at the Barnes & Noble in Walpole. So I was going to go over there just to, show up,
Show support.
Just show support.
Sure.
You didn't need me. It was a good turnout for it. But I said before I left, I'm like, "Hey, Mars, while I'm over there, thinking about Chick-fil-A. I got a thing for Chick-fil-A." She's like, "Great." I said, "I'll ask the boy. He'll be thrilled." And I said, "Hey, I'm going to go over and do you want Chick-fil-A?" And he went like, "Yeah, I do." "Oh, you're a jerk." I'm like, "What?" He said, "It's Sunday." I said, "Oh,
yeah.
Sorry, kid."
They love God so much, though. They can't.
And Chick-fil-A at the Georgia Dome, if I remember correctly. Maybe Bob can tell us. But
No,
that
it's
made,
true.
That made no sense.
No, it's an Atlanta company, and they have a big presence at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, or whatever it's called now, and they are not open during Falcons games. That is
What a
absolutely
tease
true.
that is. It's weird.
Well, it's the way God wanted it. Bob Sosa, you can tell there's a lot to talk about with the Patriots, as we did 5 minutes of banter before we had you on. But nonetheless, he is the voice of the Patriots on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Radio Network. Are you there, Bobby?
I am, but feel free to carry on, Fred. I'm enjoying it.
I got nothing for you. Really, I don't. I appreciate you coming on, and you do a fantastic job. But I will ask you this. After the game, Vrabel was talking about depth, and he wasn't happy with how people were playing. Is that just coach speak, or is there concerns with depth on this team?
I think there have been concerns with the depth of this team before the preseason began. I think there's always been a qualifier for a lot of people discussing the Patriots' prospects for this season. If the offensive line stays healthy, if they can generate a pass rush, which would be contingent on guys like Harold Landry, I think, based on the personnel they have, being able to contribute, being healthy this year. And certainly if that secondary stays intact and is able to play throughout and stay healthy, because we do know that Carlton Davis last year really survived the season without missing action, which was a departure from his past. And Christian Gonzalez has had his health issues in his brief career. If they could be healthy, they could be the best secondary or one of the best secondaries in the league. So I think there's always been that qualifier with this team whenever you talked about them. And certainly after the first preseason game, now there was concern because they legitimately had a depth issue on the interior of the offensive line. And before the first series was over in the second preseason game, the problems potentially for the offensive line and depth were now exaggerated, or I should say, were magnified because Bryant went out. So, to me, I don't think that's coach speak. I think that's a real concern, and I think you just need to look at the depth chart to see that. Part of it is just the nature of where they are. I mean, I think they're frontline players, which I think they have a very good team. But they're still very early. This is year 2 of their program. And they got to build a lot of depth.
Well, how much of this is fixable as we move toward the early portion of the season? Obviously, all eyes are on Gabe Akis, and he has not performed to expectation yet. That is kind of unfair because he showed up late, but it looks like their lack of depth on the offensive line, at edge, at linebacker. I mean, they're short in some spots, but getting back to my original question, is that fixable as we go through the first month?
Well, I would even add, John, not only on the edge of the defensive line, I think on the interior, we were talking about this on the pregame show the other night, and I was asked about the absence of Kairos Tonga, a guy like that this year. And we've seen run defensive issues for them, not only in the preseason games, but certainly against the Eagles in the joint practices, especially on day one. So to me, that's an area where they probably can find somebody. They've had guys like Daquan Jones who've come in the past week, a veteran player who's kind of more of a space eater inside, and I think can help them in that respect. Then you look at some other positions. I think it's gonna be harder to find those guys on the waiver wire. There just aren't many quality offensive linemen that are available in the offseason for trade or acquisition, let alone right when the season's about to begin. Those are valuable pieces for everybody, and they just don't become available. So they've got to hope that Caleb Lomu, they can, I think, fast forward his progress. And I think he was up and down certainly in game 2, but he got a lot of work in. And to me, overall, that I thought he was a positive for them by night's end. Just the experience he got and the fact that he was still out there, and I thought hung in there pretty well, even after some bad reps. You talk about the linebacker situation. I think certainly the depth there is an issue, and when you get behind their starters, thus far, KJ Brett hasn't really, I think, been the kind of player that I expected, being a veteran, to come in and just kind of being that guy. Chad Muma was in a good position going into the preseason, but he hasn't played well, it seems, the first couple of games of the preseason. So I think that's an area where you go out and maybe you can address that. Running back, for example, the third running back. Maybe Lan Larison took a step forward the other night, but that's a position where you're probably going to be able to find somebody to come in and give you some depth there. They've been able to do that in the past. But when you talk about those premium positions, that's hard to fix on the fly.
Yeah, you mentioned Len Larison, so that's presumably like a practice squad guy and no danger of him going anywhere. Are the Patriots afraid to put Baron Morton on the practice squad? Is that why he is going to end up maybe being on the roster, on the 53-man?
Well, I kind of think that they're enamored with his punting skills after the other night. Maybe we can save a roster spot and go back to the days of Danny White playing quarterback for the Cowboys, and then after third down dropping back to catch the snap and punt it away, or some of the other guys that used to do that years ago. But I think that's an interesting one because I think it's been presumed that he's going to be the third emergency quarterback on this team, and I think that they've got a couple of guys that fit into this category where they're going to be on the roster, but they're really there for developmental purposes because they don't want to take a chance of somebody else claiming him. And I don't know that he's shown enough in the 2 preseason games to entice another team out there if he goes through waivers to say, hey, we're going to pick this guy up and put him on our 53. But there aren't a lot of quality starting quarterbacks. I think there aren't 32 quality starting quarterbacks in the league, and there certainly are not a lot of quality number 2 quarterbacks, let alone number 3 quarterbacks. So I think that's an interesting case. I think he's going to be on the roster. And then there's a couple of other guys that fit into that category as well, too, that we're not likely to see them play this year. Maybe like an Efton Chisholm last year where they're on the 53-man roster, but they don't make the active roster on game day very often.
Yeah, Efton Chisholm We got to root against him, Bobby, because it insulted his celebration style. And did the Patriot fans come after me?
Oh, no.
Well, he's little and white. I mean,
they're going to carry 7 wideouts just to keep Efton Chisholm on the roster.
Fred's still licking his wounds over that one.
It was the most undeserved hate I've ever gotten in my entire life. And I just went, there has to, and Efton Chisholm's done nothing to me, nor do I dislike him in any way. I just thought he was carrying on a little too much, considering he wasn't doing a whole lot. He would, get a 15-yard catch and good for you, and he'd like celebrate it. I'd be like, well, Barry Sanders didn't celebrate, and he was the best running back of all time. Why don't you calm down? And then everyone got mad at me, and then I figured the only reason that could be because I'm beyond reproach, would be that he's a little white guy, and we're in Boston, so I don't want Efton Chisholm to make the team. How about that, Bob? Will you say that on the air?
Well, I say that you don't want.
No, just you don't want him either. You say that you hope he doesn't make the team.
I like the little guys. I got a soft spot in my heart.
I like him until they become too much. Then I don't like them anymore. When it becomes a whole thing.
I think that I definitely have been in that camp before, where I felt other people made too much of somebody, and I started to have a bias against that particular player. But I haven't reached that point with this one. I like him. I think if you had a chance to talk to him, Fred, you would change your pick.
Bob, I'm being silly. I obviously have nothing. No ill will towards Efton Chisholm. It's just
I know.
I just was blown away by the amount of support he got from the community. Yes, John. Finally.
All right, finally, and this is a very important question. You've had Phil Perry for the first 2 games, and Phil is meticulous and clean, and you don't need Mark Capello as the get-back guy after an exciting play. Now, Scott Zolak's being dropped back into your booth for this last game. How are you mentally preparing for this task?
Well, luckily, John, I, like Fred, am not a germaphobe necessarily. So, that's one thing. I'm in a pretty good place when it comes to that. I know what to expect. But the next 48 hours, I'll be doing some mindful meditation and trying to make sure that I am, as the players say, I'm where my feet are on Thursday night in Cleveland. But it'll be good to have Zolak back in the booth and get the old crew back together and do our the week 3 preseason game was always the dress rehearsal for the starters in the old preseason days. So this will be our dress rehearsal, kind of a throwback game 3 for us, to work out all the different hitches in our broadcast operation, and it'll be good to have Zolak back in there.
And it's interesting because I guess Cleveland's making that quarterback decision before that game, and so I don't know if they'll play either guy regardless of what their thing. I don't know if they'll play the guy that didn't get the job. But it should be at least an interesting vibe around that city. You've got an interesting game to call as preseason games go, just with the backdrop and all the conversation around Cleveland. So that's good.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that, listening to Shadur Sanders and Deshaun Watson and then the coach Todd Monken, I think it's going to be a fun night from that standpoint, just to see how the fans react.
Yeah.
To those guys.
Yeah. That's a pretty bad organization. All right. Well, Bob, look forward to hearing you throughout the season. Always appreciate you coming on. We look forward to talking to you next week. Thanks.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot.
All right. We appreciate it. We'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headlines.
Red Sox beat San Francisco.
be looking to get in the building. I think he's right there.
Oh. Don't leave a bare knuckle boxer waiting.
Nicholas!
Tell him to punch his way in here.
Nicholas! Let him in, Nicholas!
There he is.
Nicholas!
I like Joe. No entourage, no people, just Joe.
Well, he's bare knuckle boxing.
Yeah.
He's not, playing the garden. All right. Nicholas, be better with the guests. Nicholas! He can beat you up, Nicholas. You treat him with respect.
Standing out there for like 20 seconds.
Well, I had to notice him.
Yeah.
I noticed that he was out there. Get him something to drink, Nicholas. Nicholas, help him.
There he is. He's on his way. Nicholas is now taking care of it. He's moving pretty quick,
Nicholas,
actually.
let him have anything in the refrigerator, Nicholas.
Let him open some of Zolak's mail that's sitting on the table there for the last 6 months.
Yeah, from all the weirdos that send the guy who does or does color commentary for football games actual letters.
Yeah, if you want something signed by Zolak, whatever you do, don't mail it to the radio station because it will sit in an envelope unopened on the table outside the kitchen for a year.
In fairness to him, like, what's he supposed to do? Like, open
it
up
up,
his mail and sign it and mail it back?
And then mail it back.
Yeah, how about you get off your lazy ass and go, like, to one of his things and get him to sign it? I mean, he knows you're just going to turn it over to the auction houses and make millions off of him. Since we only have a second, this was interesting to me. Axel Lowe, he's at Axel Lowe, AXELLOWE, was a guy who did afternoons when I did nights in Atlanta, and we often did things together like interviews. And he put up this picture of us with Green Day, and I have dumb glasses on and a cool soul patch. I had a soul patch back in the early 2000s. And he says, at Fred Toucher, here it is, the moment I asked Green Day an easy question: how do you remain grounded in the punk mindset when you have managers, lawyers, and millions of dollars? They said they were done answering questions from you. We were only talking to this guy, who apparently is me. I don't know. They were so pissed. They could have said the money doesn't change who they are. Lots of shoving backstage after this interview, and it was about to be punches thrown. Damn it. I could have been made it on Kurt Loder's MTV News as the guy that fought Green Day. After the interview, I said, let's grab a picture. I wasn't detecting how angry Billy was. Looking back at this picture, I can see how pissed he is. He does not like me. I have absolutely zero recollection of this at all. In fact, it's kind of frightening. I'm indeed there. And apparently we're interviewing Green Day that were a big band at the time. We're obviously at a festival that's like our station's festival. And I have no recollection of that in the least. That meaningful, and Axel's been in radio for longer than me, and he's been in music radio the whole time, so he's interviewed a million bands. For whatever, I have zero recollection of that interview.
Wow.
Or anything happening. And the idea that there was an interview where they would only talk to me is almost inconceivable. Because when Axel and I interviewed people, invariably everyone would hate me. And they would tend to go to Axel because he's a nice guy. And if you think I'm a dick now, you should have seen me in my 20s. I mean, I was actively trying to agitate people.
That's you on the far right?
Yeah.
I would never say that was you. Doesn't look anything like you.
Yeah. I'm probably. It looks like I'm picking my nose with my thumb.
Which tracks.
And I'm wearing a Movado. Have you noticed my very fancy Movado watch?
By the way, every alternative radio station in the country had the same shirt. We all had that striped. It's almost like a soccer jersey.
Yeah, and the idea was that if you wear it, then it makes it cool. Yeah. So you guys have to wear it, and no, this is not cool at all. We look ridiculous.
Yeah, we all had them. Doesn't matter where you worked.
It's like we're at Pizza Hut now. All of a sudden,
yeah.
That's what they said. They said that you define cool. So if you wear the station memorabilia. And I was like, well, Green Day doesn't wear Green Day shirts on stage. I had a soul patch, which is just revolting. Never a point in my life where I was overly cool. Nope. But apparently,
kind of dancing around the edges. I'm right there with you. My whole life, Never quite hit the bullseye.
This probably doesn't resonate with the audience at all, but it's more for Hardy. Like this Axel enough, like for 20 years later to put this thing online as like this crazy interview, and I had no idea I was there.
No recollection. Of
None.
It. Yeah.
Like none. Not even a hint of it. I don't know where it was. I can guess by the picture, maybe like the event it was, not the year. None. It's like I have amnesia. Oof. That's not good. All right. We'll be back. Joe Lazan is here, and we look forward to talking to him. We'll talk to him in just a moment.
Toucher and Hardy, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
It's Fred. Summer in New England almost makes it worth dealing with the winter, but if your roof is old, worn out, or took a beating this winter, the summer heat isn't doing it any favors. Hot.
Robert's take on these airwaves in the last 24 hours.
We may not take a call today.
The Sports. Touch your shot.
Kaboom! Did we all just take acid? That's unbelievable.
Toucher and Hart. What's he talking about?
Like you, Fred, I'm not worried.
The Sports Hub.
Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy. You can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to YouTube. Joe Lazan, who did not play soccer, I got him confused with someone else, but he was kind enough not to hold it against me. I said that earlier in the show if you're just joining us. He is going to be fighting in this bare knuckle fighting competition that's going on at Fenway on Sunday. And Joe is from the area. We've had him on the show to talk about MMA before. He was a very successful MMA fighter. And he joins us. Hello.
How's it going today?
Good. I always appreciate when you come in because you're very nice.
I really don't like fighting that much. Like, I'm good at it. It's weird being good at it, but like I don't fight for free. I don't know. But it's nice to be here. It's good to be in person.
Well, you're from Brockton originally.
Born in Brockton.
Okay. So, I mean, there's like this whole, culture, obviously with great fighters who have come out of Brockton, but
Yep.
you're supposed to fight.
Yeah.
Like as a kid, is that like something that you kind of grow up with?
I mean, we're massholes, right? We're not.
Yeah.
We're not
Well,
really,
Brockton's a whole other level.
Yeah.
Old people
It's
love
an
being
extra-
from Brockton.
It's a step up for sure.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like everyone from all the surrounding Boston area is all kind of like that. We're all kind of ready to fight.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. All right. So I have a question for you.
Yes.
So you got into mixed martial arts and you got into all this stuff like years ago, decades ago. What do you make of every dickhead now?
I knew it. I knew it was going to be the first thing you went
putting on gis and actors and like these tech guys.
He's not talking about Jonah Hill specifically, but let's say Jonah Hill came in here, would he destroy you? Because he says he would destroy you.
But before we get into that, that aspect, like you've been like you did this like when no one was doing it. Maybe you're a better man than me, but it would just annoy me that every a-hole now is like running around doing it.
So all the gyms, like, so I have two gyms. I have one in Canton and I have one in Rainham. And like, we're like, it's very like accepting. It's no matter who you are, like we come in and train, you have cops going against guys that have been in prison versus firefighters and doctors and lawyers and stay-at-home moms and stay-at-home dads. And everyone's kind of welcoming and everyone does a good job together, right? But that kind of goes with, okay, you got to kind of deal with the annoying people sometimes.
Yeah.
Anyone that gets like, it's kind of a big deal getting a blue belt because like you have to, a blue belt in jiu-jitsu is like you're training for a couple years. It's like, that's like your first, like, okay, this person's a little bit competent. So someone's told, oh, you don't suck. And like, oh, I am the best. I can beat anybody. And like, and there is a big difference between a white belt and a blue belt. But it's the most annoying person in the gym is when they're like, oh, I'm a blue belt now. And now that's right.
I get that a lot when I'm playing pickleball, Joe. It's pretty much the same thing. People come up and they think they're ready and they're not ready.
Well, when someone has a little bit of competence, right, they're a million times better than someone that is on their first day.
Now, there's no right or wrong answer to this. So say you're a blue belt. Like, so Jonah Hill's whole thing was, I'm a blue belt. Like, if anyone F's with me, and he's a little guy, but if anyone F's with me, like, I'll kill him. We've all, bar fights are not, I mean, they're quick. If Jonah Hill was approached by like a guy, is he for sure going to win?
I have like 15-year-old girls at my gym that would destroy him.
Yeah.
That being said, is he like when him walking at his first day versus him now? Yeah, him now would destroy him on his first day. But athleticism still matters. People always say jiu-jitsu, oh, size doesn't matter, strength doesn't matter, technique is everything. Bull. Like that is not. I mean, like it definitely negates a lot of it. But it still matters. You put someone that's way bigger than me. I've been doing this my entire life as a professional, and get someone that's way bigger than me. I'm still gonna have trouble. Weight classes matter. Size matters. Athleticism matters.
And so, like when you first come on and you're like, I don't like fighting.
Yep.
Like that to me goes, this guy's a serious fighter. It's that pose of like I'm gonna like don't mess with me. Like when you have the confidence of like I can handle myself. I enjoy the process. I enjoy fighting for money. Like, you know, this is like what I've chosen to do. There's an inherent confidence where I don't believe that you have to go around announcing what a badass you are.
You don't, you know, and there are guys that are way better. Like, you know who I bet is a monster is Tom Hardy.
Yeah,
That guy's a monster, right? You know,
yeah.
He looks it. He looks physically. He looks it. Right? He's been doing jiu-jitsu a super long time. I think he's a brown belt now. Like, that's a guy, like, I would love to train with a guy like that. I bet I would have a hard time with a guy like that. You know,
'Cause he's big.
He's big and athletic, and he's good. He's really skilled, too.
He's down with esoteric, yes.
And his favorite submission is to smother someone, which is, like, one of my favorite things.
Oh, John, you love being smothered. John has a sexual fetish
I think
about
it's a
being
different
smothered.
kind of smothering he's talking about.
Yes, he loves women with big asses sitting on his face.
But that's interesting, like, you know, because I believe you when you say it's like you don't want to fight necessarily. You're not in there to do it. And philosophically, as a professional fighter, that's probably beneficial because your intent when you get into the ring is to, okay, let's end this. And, preferably with a win, but I'm not in here just because I love the blood sport and I'm getting off on it. No, I want to take care of business in here and get this thing over with.
I'm sure for some people, like, coming on a radio station and doing this is kind of fun because it's like, oh, it's something new. For you guys, it's probably not the most exciting thing every single day, right? You've been doing it every single day.
Oh, it's a
You know,
chore.
It's a
believe
chore,
me.
right?
Yeah.
It's like brushing your teeth, right?
Yeah.
It's you're not scared of that. But a little kid that's never done it before, like, it's brushing their teeth is a nightmare. You know, so for me, like, fighting is kind of the same. Like, it's like I'm very good at fighting. I'm very good at sparring. I'm good at jiu-jitsu, all that sort of stuff. I do love jiu-jitsu, but, like, as far as, like, the fighting and punching someone is a little bit better than getting punched back.
Yeah.
Right? But, like, who wants to get punched in the face ever? You know,
Right.
Some people are like,
Yeah.
oh, I need the sparring, but that's I'm good with that.
No, getting hit in the nose especially. I'm no fan of that. Now, okay, so let's talk about this bare knuckle stuff. So I'm going to go. I've decided. I need to
It's
see
gonna be a great
this.
time.
Yeah, and we've talked
Buy
about
tickets through the link on my website, joelazon.com.
it. JoeLazon.com. That's where you buy the tickets.
Because that's where I make commission.
I will buy them from
I
Joe
appreciate
Lazon.
that. There you go.
I'm not asking you for free tickets. I'm not. I will buy them from
I don't have 'em.
JoeLazon.com.
I don't have 'em, so-
Oh, yes, you do, but I won't ask. Yes, you do. You're very.
They don't give the fighters free tickets?
I wouldn't be. I'd pay you John Henry trains at your gym. So, given the billionaire.
wish.
Yeah, I know, right? But I am, and you and I talked about this a little bit out the air. I think that you're curious about this too. This is your first bare knuckle fight?
Yeah, I've never boxed before. Like, I've done boxing sparring, but I've never had an amateur boxing fight. So.
Right. And part of MMA is like knowing how to box, but it's not boxing, right? Okay.
It's good to have your first one at Fenway Park. Good.
No one will be there. It'll be fine.
I'm not even super clear on all of the rules. Like, I think I know mostly, but, like,
Seemed to be a problem.
For like the MMA, like, I know every in and out. I know every gray area. I know everything that I'm allowed to do. It's like, oh, maybe it's not legal, but you can get away with it. I know all that stuff. For this, I'm like, I don't know. We'll just figure it out. We'll just kind of play it by ear.
So you can wrap like your wrists, but like only up to like the base of your hand, right?
I didn't understand this until like last week. But yeah, so basically, I thought, so when we wrap in MMA, you can't put tape over the knuckles, but you can put gauze up there and they make a pad over the knuckles.
Yeah.
Right? So there's no tape, but there's gauze over your knuckles. That gives you the cushion. You put the glove over that. And that kind of solidifies all your knuckles. So it kind of makes it so it's consistent and it's solid and it's all kind of together. Nothing is individual. I thought that, okay, they just can't do that part, but we could still tape up the back of your hand. So it's bare knuckles, but the back of the hand, which is what stops you from breaking your hand. I thought that was all okay. And then as of like last week, I was told, oh, no, they can only do the wrist.
So is your main concern, like in reality, breaking your hand?
Oh, yeah. That's by far my biggest concern is breaking my hand.
Because you can obviously win and break your hand.
Yep.
Yeah, that sucks. So, yeah, there's not a lot of upside.
Broken jaw would suck too, but, broken jaw, broken hand, those are the two big.
But the broken jaw, at least you ate one, like, right? Like, you kind of, like, you could break your hand and be
nothing
like.
but smoothies for a month.
No, it
like,
sucks.
That sucks.
Oh, no, dude. Forget it. I believe me, I know of pain. I got my ass kicked very badly. I've had the whole thing. Not a good fighter. In fights, destroyed in all of them. Me.
Okay.
But uncommissioned. but
unsanctioned.
Unsanctioned. Stomped and things like of that nature. But it sucks. But is there a chance? We were talking about this because like you didn't know the rules. Like, MMA at the level you fought at, these are all like legit dudes. Is there a chance of something? This is like a lot of unknown for you, and I'm probably a lot of unknown for everyone. is there a chance, or do you have to prepare yourself for something strange happening? Or maybe not just strange, but something that you're not prepared for.
I'm sure something's going to happen that I'm prepared for. Like, I'm sure something. I mean, I've never done this before. Like, it's a completely new experience for me. I've never fought outside. Right?
Oh,
okay.
okay.
That's new. That's totally different. I've never done amateur boxing. Never mind professional bare knuckle boxing. I've never fought bare knuckle. I've never fought with shoes on before. I've never fought with we got to wear the boxing the kind of the bigger cup.
Okay.
Different. So I've never done that before. There's a lot of new things to this.
Okay, so this guy that you're fighting, this Stash guy.
Yep.
Okay. He's also an MMA guy.
He's done MMA, but he's also done BKFC before. So he's had a couple fights of this.
Okay, so he's done this before.
Yeah. So
also unfortunate for you.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like I'm the better fighter, but I'm giving up some things to him, and he's giving up some things to me. Like, I've had a lot more experience in the UFC and things like that. I've never done bare knuckle boxing before, though. So there's pros and cons for both of us.
Is it going to be harder to protect yourself in that when you don't have gloves on, there's nothing to absorb the punch, or is that like an MMA thing where you're used to it?
So MMA gloves are very small.
Right.
So it's kind of like it's a little bit worse. So it's a big jump to go from boxing gloves, which are huge, to MMA gloves.
Yeah.
Now we're going from MMA gloves to a little bit smaller. I don't think it's going to be a huge difference, but there's a lot of little things like that I didn't think about at all. I started talking to all these different people, like, oh, well, you gotta they're gonna when you cover up, you're gonna cover up, you're gonna have your hands up, but their knuckles are still gonna dig in the back of your wrist and your back of your hand.
Yeah.
Your hands can hurt, and you can get hurt from you cover up.
Right.
And someone's knuckles digging into your forearms, and it can make it hard to keep a
Because
fist
that's the
closed.
thing, is that you can't grapple, right? So if you can hold, but if the guy, you have to block with your...
He's the wrong guy to ask. He doesn't know.
I love jiu-jitsu, right? I would love to do all the jiu-jitsu stuff, but I can't do a lot of that
Right.
stuff.
So you have to keep your hands up. So invariably you're going to get smacked a lot.
But you can't I think you basically can't grab with your thumb.
Okay.
As long as you don't use your thumb, I think you can kind of you can hook and you can manipulate a little bit.
Okay, so I didn't know that.
I can't rip his head down. I can't do too much, but I'm allowed to frame on his neck. I can frame on his arm.
Oh, so you can touch him.
You can touch.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's bare hands, so you can definitely kind of pull hands down and then punch over.
Oh.
The
Okay.
thumb.
Okay.
I mean,
Well, now I like your chances a lot more now.
yeah, it's a little better that way.
Yeah. Okay, so all right, so some of your expertise will be...
And then there's a couple of things that help me too, right? So every time I almost never kick. I'm fighting in the UFC, all these other things, but I never kick. I almost never. I knee and elbow a little bit, but not a lot. But most guys, they kick a lot. I think I've thrown maybe 2 kicks in all of my UFC fights.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I don't kick. So when I spar for the past 20 years, every time we get ready for a fight, when we're sparring, I'm sparring with boxing gloves. Some guys spar with smaller gloves and they grapple and stuff like that. I'm very accustomed to grappling with big boxing gloves on, which you can't really, so I can't use my thumb anyways. So all the stuff that I'm pretty good at already is gonna I think there's gonna be a lot of carryover from what I was already doing to what's gonna happen now.
Okay.
That helps me a little bit.
Now, are you the final fight of the?
I'm not the final fight. There's 2 title fights.
Oh, but who cares? They should have you be the title.
Yeah. I want to get in and out. I want to be in and out as quick.
Will you leave as soon as the fight's over?
I think I have to do press conference after, but otherwise I would just get out of there. I'd go find pizza somewhere.
Oh, really?
100% pizza, burger, something.
Okay, so do you have friends that had become kind of uninterested in your MMA stuff because they had seen it so much that now are like, dude, I gotta see you do this?
No, it's different. When you have friends that are doing it, it's you're way more invested every single time. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
No, I'm talking about just buddies, guys not involved in fighting.
Do you have friends that aren't fighters?
That aren't fighters that are dude, I gotta see this thing because that's what I'm talking about. The novelty of it is
my wife is a nurse at Children's Hospital. And Boston Children's Hospital. And she's got tons of nurses that have never been to a fight. And they're all I think they're working, some of them are working their shifts until 7 p.m. and then they're coming over to Fenway after.
Yeah.
It's I think there's a way different dynamic of people that are looking to, it's if you went to one of those World Cup games and, it's the best soccer players in the world, they're playing. But if a fight breaks out in the stand, forget the soccer ball. You're focused on the fight. I think it's kind of the same thing.
Well, I think it's more relatable because you're talking about bar fights or you're talking about fighting, and last time any of us were in a fight, it's probably going to resemble. Well, it's not going to have anything to do with what you're doing, but it's 2 guys standing up with their fists up as opposed to grappling and doing submissions and stuff. No, this is something that you look at and say, "Oh, I understand what they're doing because, frankly, watching some of the MMA stuff, it's so technical and it's so beyond my comprehension. I don't even know how good sometimes the moves are because I don't understand them.
It's kind of so. I played a ton of baseball growing up, like literally all the way up through high school, and like I enjoy watching baseball games sometimes, right? Because I'm noticing all the shifts, I'm noticing all the little things, and I'm not great at baseball. I was never good at baseball, but I understand the game a little bit. But I can watch a baseball game and it's entertaining for me, and I can see what's going on. I can watch a UFC fight, MMA fight, and I understand all the little things going on. But if you are a novice, you don't really understand what's going on. It's like there's so much that's happening that you're just clueless on. You don't understand anything. So it's kind of. But I think for bare knuckle fighting.
Yeah, I get it.
That. Everyone's gonna understand that.
And you mentioned the sound off air.
So I've been to a couple bare knuckle MMA fights. Right, I've cornered for some of my guys. Randy Costa, Peter Barrett. Peter Barrett's on the card actually, on the Fenway card, and it sounds like someone drops a pool ball cue like on the concrete.
Oh,
so not every shot.
No, but
everyone where like knuckles hit skull in the hard spot. It's like that's what it sounds like. It's like this very distinct like smack. You know, and it's like, and you hear knuckles breaking, you hear faces and bones breaking, like you hear that, you know, and it's like, it's just different. It's just totally different.
It's like porn. Now, how long do these fights generally last? Do you have any idea?
So most of them are pretty fast.
Yeah.
You know, the most that it can go, it's 5 2-minute rounds.
Okay.
Maximum 10 minutes of fighting.
That's actually kind of cool.
Which is pretty quick, right?
Yeah.
So, and there's, a minute of rest in between rounds. So, like, maximum from the beginning of the fight to the end of the fight, as long as there's not, like, a pause in the action for a foul or something, 14 minutes max. So, it's pretty quick.
Yeah.
What's an average fight? Like 2 rounds?
I bet maybe a round and a half, I would guess. I'm guessing. I have no idea. I mean, like, I see some fights, you see a lot of fights that get stopped, like, between the first and second round. Right, it's like guy gets whooped on in the first round, and he's still on his feet, but he's not really there. And then the doctor will check him out, corner will check him out, and like, all right, this is enough.
There's probably guys trying to fight with broken jaws and stuff.
I mean, adrenaline's a wonderful thing.
Yeah,
adrenaline's gonna be my best friend on Saturday night, right? Because like you're gonna get hit, and you're gonna be like really, really sore, an hour later. But in the moment, things don't really seem that bad.
And you'll be at Fenway, and you liked baseball, and you probably grew up going to Fenway and all this stuff. So this is like a very cool opportunity.
Yeah, super cool. So I went to Wentworth. So I went to school in the city. So like I have a computer science degree, and now I'm fighting bare knuckle at Fenway. How dumb is this?
Well, every computer science major now is going and paying to get jujitsu lessons. So.
Yeah,
it all comes around. Computer science people are so good at jiu-jitsu. There's so many parallels.
Yeah, man. It's like all technical, I'd imagine.
When is weigh-in?
Weigh-ins are Friday.
Is that like a thing like hanging over your head, or is that not going to be an issue for you?
So I've been making weight my entire adult life, so it's not bad. Like I'm 175 pounds this morning. I have to be 165.
You're 175 pounds.
Wait, you have to cut 10 pounds by Friday?
Yeah.
Okay.
That like the first 8 are like super easy though. Like I'm gonna lay in a hot tub and watch TV or whatever. It won't be hard, and then we'll do a little bit of sauna, but it'll be super, super easy.
In this case, after the weigh-in, you eat a ton.
Yep. So I'll weigh 166 pounds because we can be 165. We get a 1 pound allowance. So I'll be 166 pounds at like noon time on Friday, and then I'll probably be 175, 180 Saturday night. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's good for you.
Oh boy.
Well, it's better. So the difference is that you're fighting someone that's much that's your size, or someone that's much bigger, right? So I'm used to cutting like 8 to 12 pounds. Like 10 or 12 pounds is like okay, it's not too hard. After that, it starts to suck. Some guys cut a lot of weight. Some guys will cut 20 pounds more. But
is it water? Is that
all water? 100%.
Yeah, 100% water. Yeah, and that's got to be.
So I'll starting. I started yesterday a little bit, but I'll start drinking I'll probably drink like 2 gallons of water a day, which is 16 pounds of water. So I'm gonna be flushing 16 pounds of water through my system every single day, for the next couple of days, and my body will just get in the habit of just dumping out water.
Oh, I didn't know that's how you do it.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, come Thursday afternoon, I'll just stop drinking water. My body will keep dumping water out. And then it's like, oh, wait a sec, I'm thirsty. It's like, oh, tough.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Tricked you again, you stupid body.
And that'll be like 3 or 4 pounds. And then and then I'll do sauna and hot tub or whatever for like another 3 or 4. And now I'm 8 of the 10 I need to lose, and it's pretty easy.
Because you'd obviously much rather be hungry than thirsty.
Well, thirst you can get into your body a little bit easier. Like
Yeah, I know.
If you stop eating altogether, you shut down your metabolism, and then when you start eating food, it's like you're like putting all this, like you're like jamming it in. It's just like it's just not good.
No, yeah, no, I'm not even talking about that. I'm just like talking about the desire for water is far greater than the desire for food.
Hungry versus thirsty. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure. Yeah.
like thirsty is a real mental game.
Yeah. Yep.
Believe me, I've been hungover. I'm just kidding. All right. I think you're great on the air. I would like to have you on more.
I'll come on
if you're
anytime.
around. Yeah, I think you're really, really good on the air. I think you should be doing a lot of broadcasting. To be honest with you, Joe Lazan. Go to joelazan.com.
Very easy. I already went on there, and there you'll see a big red button there for buy tickets to my next fight. It's right there.
You're real good. Would you come on after the fight?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
The week after the fight, maybe Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
Whatever
that's
works
fine.
for you.
So
Yeah, you're really good
my
on the
family,
air.
So we go to Old Orchard Beach up in Maine every year.
Well, you're
So
rich.
This is the week. No, this is the week we go up every year, sharing a house with my buddy. Like it's not.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Two families actually. So this is the week we usually go on vacation. Usually I would leave Saturday morning. We go up there for the week.
Right.
It's like I gotta go. I'm gonna fight on Saturday night, so we're gonna lose a day there. I'm gonna go up on Sunday, hopefully, if I don't have to go get surgery in my hand. But hopefully go up on Sunday, and then my kids start school. They have their first days of school on Wednesday and Thursday.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm coming
Yeah.
back for
Oh
that.
yeah.
And then we'll go
Wednesday.
back Thursday. It's kind of ruined the entire week. But
Is your wife cool with this? Does she like it?
my wife is super supportive. She's the best.
Right. But does she like it? Like, is she, because it could go either way. Is she like, this is like,
She likes it. I wouldn't say she likes it.
because
but
there's something cool about like the father of your children, like your protector, like going out and fighting. I would imagine that could be to some women very attractive.
she definitely likes that part of it.
Yeah.
My wife's tiny too. She's like 4'10". Like she's a little. But no, it definitely. I mean, I think she likes that part of it. But I don't think that like she doesn't care about this particular fight happening. Like she knows I can fight. She knows I can protect all that stuff. But I don't know if she's happy about this fight necessarily. She's not unhappy about it, but she's very indifferent. Like she's supportive.
That's a good. That's what I'd want. I'd want the indifference.
But she wasn't like, oh, you need to do this. You need to do this.
No.
She was like, yeah, if you want to do it, go for it. She's like, I trust you. Whatever you think.
I was just wondering if, like, during fights, if she was like freaking out, like, oh no, like he's gonna get hurt, or if she was like,
Oh, she doesn't watch. She'll be there.
Yeah.
She will have her thumbs in her ears.
Right.
Hands over her eyes. Head between her knees, like bent down, and like she'll have someone rubbing her back, and then they'll tell her like, and she'll
It's
know.
a waste of a ticket.
It's what you're supposed to do.
can I have her ticket?
Yeah.
And but she'll have her friends that'll tell like she'll be sitting with a lot of our people.
Right.
And she'll kind of know based on if they're real quiet, she knows it's not good. If
Okay.
they're all cheering, she knows it's good. So like they're gonna hopefully be loud. And then when it's over, something like, it's okay, you can look now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah. Well, look, Joe Lazan's going to fight. It's this bare knuckle situation going on Fenway on Sunday. Buy your tickets, please. From Joe Lazan, I'll spell the name Lauzon, joelazan.com. I'm going to go. So there will be celebrities there. It will be a real situation. Joe, you're great. And best of luck. And it should be a lot of fun. And wish you the best of luck. And would love to talk to you after the fight at some point, whatever works for you.
For sure.
And we could get that going. All right, Joe Lazan, go buy the tickets. We'll be back in just a moment.
Stay tuned for more Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
right. There we go. We are Toucher and Hardy. Our email segment is powered by Jeffrey Glassman Injury Lawyers. If you've been hurt in a car or work accident, you got to get Glassman. Don't just send an email. Call all sevens at 617-777-7777 or visit gottagetglassman.com.
Before we get to the email segment, just a couple of Mike Vrabel's meeting the media right now, a couple of interesting notes. He said to the media he is hopeful Christian Gonzalez will practice today. And we were talking about the punting situation. Apparently, Bryce Behringer has an injury that's going to keep him out. They're bringing in a replacement this week.
Okay.
So that
but
injury,
they hope Gonzalez plays. That doesn't mean anything to me. Doesn't
Hope
mean
he
anything to you.
practice today.
Yeah, practices.
Well, does that mean they
practice.
got a contract?
Well, that's just it. And oddly enough, Elliot Wolf is scheduled to meet the media tomorrow. I don't know if that was pre-planned or what. It's just kind of interesting that it's working out this way.
The comment that I hope that he practices.
He's hopeful.
Hopeful that he practices. It means nothing to me. So take that, Jonathan. It
Okay.
means nothing to me.
Very good.
I don't know why this is taking so long. Witherspoon signed.
Who is it, Hardy?
No, you can't do it.
Oh, I can't do that? Okay, sorry.
You can't do it to the guy who made it.
Oh, I thought it would be kind of interesting.
But Witherspoon signed, I honestly, and I get the Patriots, based on all the conversations we've had with people that cover it, like the Patriots, given some parameters, probably shouldn't do like what they may be suggesting. Again, you don't want to, the way that it's all the way it's structured, right? Like you don't want to get into a situation where you're paying all this. By the way, this might not be interesting to anyone else, but you hear about the guy who just sold the Lakers that owns the Dodgers, and now the controversy with the contracts with deferred money. So Bird has talked about this before. If I'm not mistaken, in the NFL, you have to set up a what do you call it when you get a loan and you get an escrow account?
Yeah,
you have to set up an escrow account in cash for the guaranteed money for a player when you sign them.
Yeah.
For instance, if I sign Christian Gonzalez and he gets $100 million guaranteed, he's not going to get that $100 million right away, but I have to have that $100 million in cash. So brilliant, right? This guy that owns the Dodgers, and how the Major League Baseball let this happen is just so dumb. Even hockey, dumb hockey, and I love hockey, but dumb hockey that does everything 2 steps behind everyone else. When Kovalchuk signed that ridiculous contract where it was
15 years.
15 years.
And he was making $5 for each of the last 2 seasons.
They paid him 10 million, whatever at the time, 8 million, and then at the end of it he was making like $250,000. He was never gonna. It was ridiculous, and they stopped it immediately. The Dodgers, now every argument's gone, because if you went, well, the Dodgers do everything right. All these guys are billionaires. They can all do that. They could all do this if they want to do it. Well, now they don't even know if the guy has the money to pay Shohei Ohtani through his contract.
I think he's got the money. It's how he made the money that they have issue with.
How he's hiding the money.
It's not his money. Like, that's the thing, is that
and it's this long thing, but it's essentially like insurance companies that he bought and the premiums that he's collected, and you're not allowed to reinvest those premiums in other businesses because then your insurance company could fail.
Well, it's
presumably.
like a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah,
it's not a Ponzi scheme, but it's borrowing against future. He's taking money that is not supposed to be allocated for this and allocating it to baseball.
Right.
And you're right. If he declares bankruptcy and the insurance company goes under, there's no capital to pay Ohtani. What the hell are they doing? How did they allow this to happen? They didn't figure it out until now. And by the way, it's not like the owners could have been colluding and saying this is a good idea, because they all want to screw the Dodgers. So I love baseball, and it just drives me crazy how you don't have any control over that players' union, how you don't have any control of the stupid press that cover your game and tell everyone every excuse for the players in the world. Go pull up the Yankees' salaries and tell me that's fair. Not fair to other teams. They got guys, $30 million. Guys, 20 guys making $750,000 a year. You tell me that a union, a real union, a union that is for representing the entire collective would not be for a higher salary floor to make the 25 teams in the league that can't, out of the 30 that can't give out those mega deals all the time, to raise your average salary, or not out, minimum salary to like $2.5 million. That'd be nice. I get 3 years in Major League Baseball, and I come out of it after everything with less than $1 million.
But the guys who are making at the top, they don't want to agree to that because they'll presumably end up making less.
But they're the minority. They're the vast minority.
They're the minority, but they have more say in it because they have more resources.
And this is where Major League Baseball, you were talking about how do you not get control over this. This, after all of these years, this is Major League Baseball's chance to do that.
But just one more thing. The guys that getting paid on the low end, I'm sure a huge number of them think, well, I'm going to be one of those $30 million a year guys, so I don't want to get capped either.
Well, if I'm a middle reliever, a 25-year-old middle reliever, it's time to come back down to earth a little bit.
I agree.
Like these guys that aren't making the money, I mean, there's like the Shitlers of the world, that are going to make money eventually. But then there's 5 million middle relievers and utility guys that are never going to make that money. They are saying, because like Glavine was the head of the union, of the players union during one of the strikes. I don't know if it was the last one or the one before that. And apparently he's like real smart. So he like had like everyone behind him. Apparently the union now, the players union, is just a mess.
Well, they lost their top guy. They have,
and
had
I
an
guess
interim
he wasn't
there.
loved, and now no one trusts the interim guy. And I guess there's no there's no Tom Glavine. There's
The interim guy is apparently really a hardliner. Like no compromise. It's my way.
Yeah, and that is true. But what he would need is the union, obviously, to agree with him. And to do that, you need a big player figurehead. And I got news for you. It ain't Bryce Harper.
Well, that's the problem. There are more Bryce Harpers out there than there are even thinking guys.
Well, apparently, John, it's not like that. Apparently, the union is scattered all over the place, and there's no consensus. That the thing, and the reason that the union won, which they did, they won the last bargaining agreement, was that there was no way to crack them because the union was so together.
Yeah.
And apparently, maybe it was Glavine 2 unions ago. Whoever was in charge of the union, the player, there was a couple guys, and they had everyone on the same page. Apparently, that's not the case now.
The owners see that, and they're prepared to dig in. And they also have much more money than the players.
But I also don't like that narrative because I don't believe that if a union is to help the majority of the people in the union, unless it's corrupt, I cannot imagine that if you told half the guys in the union, hey, you're going to make way more money, triple the money in your career than you normally would have made, that anyone would go, yeah, but, Judge won't get that extra $10 million. F Judge. I was in a union that was very powerful, the electrical union that we had to join.
Well, yep.
But if the union is for anything, it's to collectively bargain for everyone in the union. And if half the union isn't making the amount of money that they'd make under a different agreement, more than half, actually, come on. Go look at any payroll. Look at a good team's payroll. Don't screw the Brewers. Go look at a good team's payroll. And sure, Stanton and Judge and all these guys make a tremendous amount of money, and young guys don't make a lot, and they might make some. But look at that lower middle class of players, and in the dichotomy, or whatever the term is, the difference between the highest paid player and the guys in the middle is ludicrous. It's ludicrous. And it's always positioned like the players would get screwed. The players would get screwed. And I'm not a genius, but it seems to me that if I was a player in the union, F those guys. In fact, I'd put an uprising for us to take over those guys. This whole notion, oh no, they're going to get screwed. No, they're not. If you create a floor, they're all going to benefit, except for these guys. And by the way, that money might not ever go to them. Oh, does it make me mad? They can't even. Otani, the guy's going to go bankrupt, and he's never going to be able to pay the guy. Those idiots could. There's not going to be baseball because the owners are to blame because they're idiots, and they couldn't even see this coming. Get out of here with that.
I think they saw it coming and chose to ignore it.
If they ignored the whole finances of the guy that bought the Dodgers and the way that he was financing these
he was thoroughly vetted by at least one person.
My point is, idiots. Yes, he was thoroughly vetted. And
Vetted by Major League Baseball, and 1 year later, here we are.
I'll tell you, these guys, some of these billionaires are not so bright. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Conceivably, they seem to get bamboozled.
Well,
look at Bernie Madoff's client list. Bunch of people with hundreds of millions of dollars all letting some crook take their money and run around because they couldn't. They needed to make money faster. Get out of here. All right. Anyway, here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headline.
Red Sox spotted San Francisco with 3-0 lead before coming back to sweep the Giants 5-4 at Fenway Park yesterday. They're in Miami tonight to open up a 7-game road trip. The Houston Astros have announced this morning they and GM Dana Brown are mutually parting ways with his contract set to expire at the end of this season. Patriots will be back at practice this morning. They wrap up their 3-game schedule Thursday night in Cleveland, and they're going to do it with a new punter. Bryce Behringer now out after hurting himself Saturday night against Philadelphia. Mike Vrabel just told the media he's bringing in a replacement this week. Also, Vrabel added he's hopeful Christian Gonzalez will be able to practice today and that safety Craig Woodson will be among those that will not be out there this morning. Browns, by the way, expected to name their starting quarterback as soon as today. And the New England Revolution got a goal from Dor Turgeman, his 5th of the season. They played to a 1-1 draw last night with New York.
Mail segment.
Well, it wasn't a rant.
Yeah. But you had.
Because I wasn't on the air for a week, and that was what was upsetting me.
Baseball.
I guess my lack of care of what was going on in the WNBA that annoyed my father left me just to ponder baseball.
That's a problem, and it's freedom and all. Yeah. Okay. Something circular.
This is disappointing.
I don't get it.
What
I
is
don't get
it?
it either. It's I guess that's an AI thing of Fred saying football.
Okay.
What?
That's ridiculous. All right.
That's me?
That's you. That is you. It doesn't make any sense, but okay. That's the only thing that was in there?
That's in this huge
This is
box.
me? This is what AI does?
I guess.
I mean, I appreciate someone going through the effort, and I don't find it like insulting or anything. So I do appreciate you listening and setting this in. I really don't mean anything against you.
I don't even know how to describe it. It's you've got this exasperated look on your face,
And I'm drooling.
And the word bubble says football, FUHBOL,
And my eyes are
or
crossed.
BUHL.
What is the football reference?
I don't know. Do you not say football correctly, like interview and innings?
No, I don't say innings in interview correctly.
Yeah.
I say them like I just said.
But you say football correctly.
Football.
Yeah.
I don't know. What the hell? I don't know. It's stupid.
It just pales in comparison to the Fred Toucher grave marker and the John Wallach Make America Nut Again.
Anyone who
sign.
listens and cares enough to send something in and get something made, I truly do appreciate it. I jokingly threw it. I'll keep it. But some hit better than others. Like, I showed.
I mean, the
the
Last Supper with Simmons.
Well,
that's amazing.
That's perfect because that's exactly what I think Simmons masturbates to when he comes up with that. But like even the catcher in the rye thing, like I showed that like a picture of that to this girl, and she was like, "Oh my god, that's so great." So like even though like I was like I don't get it, like I mean I get
somebody appreciates it.
And I appreciate like the effort and like the liking or disliking the show enough to go through all that effort, but you have to be fair, and some things hit a little better, like the gravestone, the Make America Nut Again thing,
the Wallach T-shirts,
the Wallach
smothering
T-shirts, the smothering T-shirts because he has that weird sexual fetish. All right, look, let's not start the week by pissing off the television, which seems to be everyone's concern. All right. That'll do it for us. Everyone and I have to deal with Louth. I have to ask him about vacation time. That'll do it for us.
Yeah.
Bye.